The following podcast may contain spoilers, child language, graphic violence, and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised. You know, they do things together.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Four Guys in a Movie podcast, where we watch movies and talk and talk and chew and talk and chew and chew. I'm your host, Rob, aka Chunk Norris. To my left are my co-hosts,
Brian.
Jean-Claude Von Will.
Becca.
Snake Eyes.
Kung Fu Joe.
Did you say snake ass?
That's what he said. That's what he said, snake ass.
All right, I am disappointed in most of you, just so you know.
Where does
I mean,
Snake Eyes
nothing-
fall on that list?
I'm impressed by snake ass.
That's nothing new. I mean, that's the usual.
It definitely wins high marks for originality.
I mean, if you really, really want my ninja name, I am the Stone Noodle, because I can't decide if I am an inert rock or a floppy noodle.
Not a dumpling.
That is.
No, not a dumpling.
Close to a
Not
dumpling.
Well,
not
that's
a
okay.
tiger.
Because honestly, I thought the kid in this movie was pretty much an uncooked noodle in a dryer.
That sounds ridiculous.
So was this movie. I
It
mean,
was so good.
Speaking of, we watched Sidekicks from what year did this come out?
1992.
92. I should have known. 90s stink all over this movie. And this was
It still has some residual 80s stink on it, too.
this was a sponsored episode by our dear friend Becca,
Yeah.
thank you, Becca.
You're
who decided
welcome.
to also join us this time around.
Well, she more like just kind of kicked her way in here.
I mean,
I didn't want to get
did.
kicked.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
yeah,
so.
I mean, there's a lot of bricks to punch through here.
Yeah, we were just
Did
gonna
you punch
record.
Brick? Did you?
Oh, I punched him on the regular.
Nice.
Oh, please.
We were just going to record, and then the smoke bomb got thrown, and she showed up.
Well, you should enter like that more often.
Yeah, I'm lazy, though. I'm too efficient.
So, Becca, what made you decide to choose Sidekicks?
Well, Joe might have mentioned it out of the blue somewhere, and I was
Excuse me,
like,
Joe?
"Oh shoot!
I
Now
don't-
I got an idea of
I
a
don't remember
sponsored
this
episode." And
Why?
it was very important. This movie is very important to me as a kid. I watched it a million times. My mom brought it home one day from like Blockbuster, and my brother and I watched it. And we thought it was just the best ever because it's hilarious.
Will, Blockbuster is a place you can go.
No, I love Blockbuster.
Was
Go there every Friday night instead of hanging out with people.
All right.
was your mom like, they only had two movies left. It was either this or Brokeback Mountain. And
well, Brokeback hadn't happened at the time.
It was this and
And-
Ladybugs.
This was the Brokeback
Oh,
Mountain of
It
its
was only a Jonathan Brandis blockbuster.
I don't think my mom knew much about it. She just was at renting a movie for herself. She's like, "Oh, I'll get something for the kids too." And I read the description. I'm like, "Oh, this doesn't sound very amusing," but it's very amusing, and I watched it a million times.
well, we'll be the judges of how amusing
She
it
can
is.
recite like all the lines in several scenes.
Well, it's because
Oh my
most of the
God.
lines are just Jonathan Brandis whining and wheezing.
No. It's not about. Well, I mean, it was about Jonathan Brandis when I was like a kid because he was just so dreamy. But
Wait, really?
oh my God, yeah. Oh
you
my
watch
God,
C-Lab?
1990s me.
No, Sequest. Was it
I didn't.
Sequest,
By the
DSV.
time Sequest showed up, I was like, I don't need Jonathan
This whole
Brandis.
Did
movie-
you watch Ladybugs?
Oh, unfortunately.
Okay.
But that was not the one I took time to memorize.
I'm glad.
We do not talk about ladybugs.
No,
on
the
this
reason
podcast.
I
The movie that cannot be named.
the movie that destroyed
that
us.
movie is. I mean,
Had to
I
take a
saw
break
it,
after.
Yeah.
and I found it mildly amusing as a kid, and now as an adult, I watch. I'm like, oh my God!
Oh, yes.
The internalized misogyny of my childhood self that allowed me to just let them get away with that. It was just.
But this
awful.
is.
But this was
is totally
delightful.
fine.
Mostly the reason to watch this movie a million times is because Mr. Lee is the greatest thing on the world in the world.
I mean,
He's
Can't
the
mess
best.
with
That's
Uncle
true.
That's
Iroh.
fair.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Like, as much as we will laugh at this movie for its horrible bits, there were a lot of genuine laughs that came out of this movie because it was funny and it meant to be.
well,
Okay.
does anybody else have a history with this film? I'll just go ahead and get it out quick. I've never seen this, so we'll move right along.
I know I've seen it before,
Yeah, ages
and
ago.
I don't remember most of it, or I didn't remember most of it. But I know I've seen it a couple times.
Never seen it, never heard of it.
So, yeah, I had seen it before ages ago, but don't remember much of it.
Was this like a special friend birthday party deal?
Shitty friend.
It might have been.
Curious rental.
Do you still talk to that guy?
Not really.
Not really, or no?
Or was it a-
ages? He might be a Facebook friend, but I go on Facebook like once every 3 years. So
That's
Were you
true.
having a Chuck
When
Norris
the planets align,
daydream?
Tony will appear on Facebook.
You're really just having daydreams about this guy. He wasn't a real person.
Is
it's
that
entirely possible.
is
as
that
well.
what inspired your viewing of every movie ever lifestyle that you live?
If I'm gonna have to watch this much shit, might as well complete the set.
Complete shitness.
Joe, how about you, Joe?
No, I just have no life. Sorry.
So I've seen it 2 or 3 times, probably not all the way through.
You usually finish before
Yeah,
the movie
well-
does.
No, I mean I remember back in when I was 12, I used to think Chuck Norris was awesome.
Sure.
I mean, I guess 10 to 12-year-old Joe's easy to please with, like Commando was probably my favorite movie at the time, so my standards
is.
was well, yeah, it still is, yeah. But
Don't try to make it sound like you've gotten all sophisticated.
And how
So
long
the-
did you have that mullet for?
never
And I
left.
live with this guy. I know exactly how sophisticated he isn't.
Yeah. So I watched it because I'm like, oh, Chuck Norris is cool. And then I was like, well, this movie wasn't that cool, but, Chuck Norris, yay. So and then I think I gave it another chance, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not, I think we're done here.
All right. So, Tony, do you happen to have any extra history on this movie?
Barely. First of all, this is the same director that brought us, tell me if you catch the pattern here, Delta Force 2, Hellbound, Top Dog, and Forest Warrior.
I mean, I know what 2 of those are.
I've never heard of any of those.
No Delta Force?
It's his
Delta
brother.
Yeah,
Force 2.
Let me give you another clue. The director of this is Aaron Norris.
I caught that. I did notice
Yeah, these
that.
are all Chuck
I'm
Norris
still.
movies.
I'm
He's
still.
only done Chuck Norris movies.
I'm still missing it. What's the connection?
He just said Chuck Norris movie.
I'm
Sorry.
kidding.
Sorry.
All right, when I press down on your foot and say, hello, Mr. Thompson.
It was a little slow. Just give it some time. As for the history, there's nothing of note about this movie I could find. I couldn't even find a full budget on it. So I will just give this out right now. The estimated budget is unclear, but we do know Chuck Norris's good friend Jim Mattress Mac McNavin gave
Mattress. The mattress.
That sounds like a G.I. Joe figure you
It
mail
does.
in box tops.
Yeah.
but he gave him $16 million to make this movie.
what?
And what did he do with the other
Chuck
15
Norris
and a
took
half?
the 15. Yeah.
So now I'm picturing it's a G.I. Joe vehicle that's like a bed. It's got like some missiles and guns on the posts and stuff.
He's apparently like the mattress king of Wisconsin or some shit.
He's Arnold
wow.
Schwarzenegger from Jingle All the Way.
Anyone want to guess how much money this movie made? Domestically, I don't have worldwide either.
I don't think the worldwide
So,
is.
16 million.
I'm guessing it didn't air worldwide after watching it.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
$9 million.
$2 million.
I didn't even know this had a theatrical release, so
Right.
I'm gonna jump and say 13 million.
I'll go with the 16. I'll say broke even.
Becca?
I'll go with 16,000,002.
Oh,
Good move, Becca. It made $17 million.
Oh, wow.
Only back, Tony.
You know better, Joe. You know better.
Yeah, she will kick your ass.
Becca with the steel.
But yeah, there's just nothing on the other than sad,
Trombone noises.
sad Jonathan Brandis news was attached to this, and that's about it. So,
it was attached to this.
anything I looked up was just like Jonathan Brandis didn't have a great life, and I don't want to repeat all that. So let's just move on.
So, are you trying to make me feel guilty for all of the terrible things?
Wait, when do you feel guilt?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
You just like after his second tray of brownies, when he's in the bathroom. and he's
Yes.
Eating the third tray.
Personal guilt. Like that. Shit he's done to himself, he feels very bad about. But yeah, that's it.
Well, let me go over who's in this.
Please do.
Sure.
All right.
Chuck Norris.
So we got Chuck Norris as Chuck Norris,
Right.
which is basically Chuck Norris in every movie.
Yep.
Jonathan Brandis as Barry Gabrewski. Bo Bridges as Jerry Gabrewski.
Wait, it's Barry and Jerry?
It's Barry and Jerry.
Oh, the Gabrewskis.
Yep. Danica McKellar as Lauren. Mako as Mr. Lee. And Julia Nicholson as Noreen Chan.
Yeah. We forgot Joe Piscopo in that list, I feel.
Did we?
I mean,
he's the main bad guy.
He is the most.
Yeah.
He's the biggest cartoon in this whole.
Anybody?
Oh my
Well,
God.
he's like, I'm going to do
Unfortunately.
the bad guy from Karate Kid, just stupider.
The bad guy from Karate Kid, the trickster from The Flash. I think he legit has more lines than anyone else in this movie.
No, they were like, we want the bad guy from Karate Kid if he were raised in Toontown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically.
That's most of this movie.
He
Yes.
does one of the most racist things I've ever seen on
Yeah.
film that's not a D.W. Griffith.
And that was in our main character's mind.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go into that.
The quote unquote good guy. We'll get there.
So, how's this movie start? Somebody start us off here.
I mean,
Oh,
we
it's-
get a cool movie about to happen. It's like
It starts with samurai time.
samurai, ninjas, and stuff like that, hopping around, whatever.
Well, we get a lady tied up to like in an X, I guess, and I'm just waiting for King Kong to show up.
It does look like the King Kong
I think
gates.
Rob sang a song.
Yeah, it was,
I believe he was singing Mothra, but
Well, yeah, because I couldn't remember the song they were singing to Kong to get him to show up. But yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
pretty
so a
much the same
samurai
deal.
shows up and he's about to kill this lady when all of a sudden the ninja in white shows up.
Yeah.
The white
Yeah.
Power Ranger.
Well, also the villain at this point is fairly impersonal. We don't.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
without.
we just know he's Asian.
He's the blue spirit.
And this
He's
white,
a double. He's got two grins.
Well, that's true. He might not be Asian. He's got a mask on.
Still basketball.
Could be anybody.
but this white ninja is armed with both roundhouse kicks and guitar wails.
Could also be
Oh,
anybody. to be
Liberally
frank.
using
Yeah.
both of those.
Like for real. Honestly, like 10-year-old, 12-year-old Brian would have thought this was cool as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, I think I was into it until the second ninja shows up.
Right.
and
Yeah,
they
definitely.
Do the
I'm
Death
here
Blossom.
too. The Death Blossom.
Oh yeah, the Death Blossom
The,
of kicks.
Mm.
But I feel like anybody who doesn't realize 2 minutes into this movie how silly
Mhm.
it's supposed to be is kind of missed the whole point of everything. I mean, they get right to the slapstick cartoon physics
Yeah.
humor of everything. I
So-
mean, it's a live action cartoon movie.
So 12-year-old Joe was definitely disappointed, but,
But who is this movie
39-year-old Joe was quite
this
happy
movie
to see
is for
that.
people like me
It's for 10-year-olds.
who
Yeah,
put more nonsense into everything than I put ketchup on my cheeseburger.
Like old
10-year-olds
enough-
in the 90s.
So it's like
Teenage
old
Mutant
enough,
Ninja Turtle fans.
old enough to love guns, but young enough to not want guns to actually shoot anyone. Is that?
I mean,
No,
The
because that's
A-Team.
G.I. Joe fans, and Joe was one of those. So
yeah, but that's what happened. Is it like every scene, Chuck Norris and I'm gonna say Jonathan Brandis, but stunt guy in white pajamas were like holding machine guns and just like firing at everything and missing everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
right
It's-
off the bat. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't know. I'll probably repeat myself about a million times.
That's all we do here.
yeah,
But
literally, that's all we do here.
it's 100% nonsense, especially since anything involving artillery is 100% imaginary. Like, I mean, we'll get there. They're
Is
coming
it,
out of
though?
the water, and we'll just like this is the bullet trajectory, and this is where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, see, that was actually one of the problems I had. Like, right off the bat, the tone is, like, really weird. Because you're supposed to fear for this woman's life as he, like, pulls a sword and he's threatening her and it's, the tension's high. And then we resolve it with, like, Three Stooges style slapstick.
Well,
and I'm just
yes.
I
like, what
think
are you trying to do
Barry
here?
Grabowski has never seen a anything beyond the PG rated movie.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So
makes
he's
sense.
just not sure how you actually kill.
He's also not writing this. He's
Right.
just hallucinating
Yeah.
in the middle of history class.
Oh yeah, so
he
spoiler
also-
alert, he legit is having a hallucination.
Yeah,
during class.
they call him daydreams throughout the movie, but he has
Yeah.
some
They're
serious
hallucinations.
hallucination
They're-
problems.
There's a medicine he should be taking.
Yeah, or at a special school
Yeah.
for kids with not gifted powers.
Kids that need to be strapped down to their chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Legit, he has a problem. Like he really is seeing things like in his while he's awake. Like he has a problem. Like he needs
I mean,
help.
granted, I also understand having very immersive daydreams, not to this extent, because this movie is entirely hyperbole.
Yeah.
Everything is hyperbole in this movie, which is great because I love hyperbole. That's me. If you look at my bone marrow, it's made of hyperbole.
delicious.
There was just a dance party at the table. That was very strange.
It's just for us, Becca. Just for us.
It's actually just us jiggling someone.
Yeah,
But I know I've been
Stiff
walking down
wind
the
came
street. I've been walking down the street thinking something in my mind and realized that I'm mumbling and mouthing whatever the heck it is I'm thinking about.
That's how I get through work.
Yeah. Here's the difference. Do you get where you were going?
Yes.
See, that's the difference. This kid does not.
Well, I mean, he managed to get to school.
Do your classmates
Eventually.
have to stop you from masturbating in the middle of your classroom to Chuck Norris?
He didn't get that far
Well,
yet. That's later.
No, but he.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
That's a disapproving look.
You know
I'm
what?
I'm with
You-
her on
That's
that.
like
can't give
tame.
me-
That's like tame Rob.
You can't give me
Yeah.
disapproving looks when you've got Danish in your mouth.
Don't challenge. Don't give her the challenge.
Ooh.
Show you
Oh.
Danish.
But yeah, so he's daydreaming in class, and they make fun of him. Teacher pulls him aside and is like, "Look, I get, you have these daydreams, whatever, but you gotta focus on your shit. You're not getting stuff done. Like you're not doing good. We're gonna have a meeting with your dad today, and we'll straighten the shit out."
You know,
I think it's important to point out, though, he is straight up at a normal volume talking to Chuck Norris.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not even like mumbling.
He is like inches away from making out with the kid that's sitting next to him thinking it's Chuck Norris. That's where we're at.
Yeah. With his penis in his hand.
That part is in Rob's head.
Also, this whole
The
movie,
hallucination he had.
Yeah,
this
that is
whole movie, they make him look like he's supposed to have asthma, but they like made him up to look like they had this brand new disease they just came up with for this movie. I like to call CAIDS, which is cancer AIDS. Like his eyes are all sunken.
He looks like a vampire. He's like really pale. His eyes kind of sunken.
Yeah,
and
I'm like,
He has bone cancer.
I'm like, you just
bonitis.
But then at the
bonitis.
last thing, he's gotten really tan and has some like nice eye makeup. You know.
For real, like in the movie, his health is better now because he works out
Well,
and
He leaves the
has a
house
friend.
other than to go to
Yeah,
school.
he
like-
stops staying in his room and dreaming about Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
While rocking back and forth on his bed.
Ugh.
But yeah, so his dad comes, they have a meeting, and his dad's like, we're gonna straighten you out. You want to learn karate or something like that? Well, I'll take you to learn karate. Let's go meet this wannabe guy from Karate
No,
Kid.
no.
Other-
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Sorry. Another important note: the characters in his dreams are people that he meets in real life, and in this dream, the person he was trying to save was his teacher.
Right.
Also, kind of important note, because this has come up a few times with the whole discussion of like, who is Robin for? In his own dream, he's the sidekick.
Yeah.
That's fucking
That's how much he
sad.
loves
No,
Chuck
it's not.
Norris.
Until a certain point.
Well, yes,
because this
Yes.
kid's got no self-confidence.
Yes.
Yep. But like,
Jiminy Jillikers,
that is
radioactive man.
Fitting for the storyline.
that's legit
Yeah.
why sidekicks were invented. Like that's
I know,
that's
but
what
that
they are.
just
Like
seems sad to me.
He says,
It is sad.
The
And
kid
in this
wanted-
movie, it
Kid.
is. Yeah.
Notice me, senpai.
that's a different.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, he's in that.
It's not that different.
It's not
Brian.
different.
It's
That's
not
the
that
thing.
different.
It's not different. And his father comes in and he's like, yeah, I know he fantasizes about this guy.
Middle-aged man.
This is middle-aged, mulleted karate man.
Who doesn't?
It's okay. They do things together. It's fine.
He's got asthma. It's fine.
And
They
like
do stuff.
the teacher's
together.
like, "Do you do things together with him?" And he's like, "Oh no, I got it."
No. What do I look
I
like?
got a
weirdo.
job. I'm a single dad. I got a
He
job.
said-
Met him? Oh god, no.
What do I look
He
like?
said,
Kevin
Have
Spacey?
you tried?
Yeah.
Tried what? Being his sidekick. That's what she said.
It's like, no.
I got a life. I-
No, he's got CAIDS. He can't keep up with me.
He's like, but I might be able to be your sidekick. How about we?
Yeah. he immediately turns this into Dad's gonna get lucky.
So when did Mom die? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's.
That's later. That's later.
She's out of the picture.
No, I mean, like,
That's-
how long are we
what
talking? You
happens
over
He
it yet?
waits a
You
little
wanna-
bit, but he does like quickly get into. There's no woman in the picture, so
Yeah.
you know.
You
I'll
know.
show you,
You
show
know.
you how I rock yoga pants.
She's like,
later.
well,
Looking
you know,
to fill
we'll-
a position.
That's
We'll
later.
see what we
What
could do about that.
Side note,
So now-
everybody should rock yoga pants because
No.
they're the best pants.
Everybody,
Not
everybody.
no.
No.
Yes.
I feel like
Nope.
yeah.
Incorrect. You are wrong.
Picture anyone besides yourself at this table in yoga pants.
I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. Beauty
I
standards.
mean,
beauty standards.
Like
flush
my
him down
gut
the
is
toilet.
reaching the point where yoga pants will be my only alternative other than
Yeah.
a
Do
movie.
it, Joe.
So
you will
fun.
not regret
So
it.
here's the thing:
That's what
how do
sweatpants are
how do
for,
you
Joe.
prefer
Big
yoga
difference.
pants? Do you prefer the gut over the yoga pants, or do you want me to tuck it into
That's
the front?
entirely up to you.
Do the
Oh,
half
no,
and half or
Whatever
half
most
in, half
comfortable
out.
for you.
What's most comfortable for me is not wearing yoga pants.
I don't think you've tried that.
So anyway,
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, you're wrong.
So what happens next?
so we try to go.
We crash into Joe Piscopo.
Yeah,
I have put on my wife's yoga pants.
we're trying
are
to
those
join. No, we're trying to join Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai Light.
Yeah, Cobra Kai Light. We get Joe Piscopo as the leader, and he is just the biggest cartoonish douche that ever was.
What's in the basket?
Whatever you
Oh,
want.
the beatus?
What's
The
in the
turtle with
basket?
the mustard.
What's
All
in
right,
the
so-
basket?
The beatus is a little
A little
light today.
but
So
Because I went
Let
for
her do it,
Entenmann's. We have a mountain
Jerry
of Entenmann's.
steps off on the wrong foot and just like treads right on this dude's mat with his shoes.
But I felt so bad for him because he's like trying, and like Joe Piscopo is just a fucking dick.
Yep.
You know, like he's obviously a dad who's a single dad trying to do the best he can. Maybe I don't actually, but he's at least
Bo
trying
Bridges.
to take
Yeah.
this next step, and he just Joe
And-
Piscopo is just a
No one told Jonathan Brandis that Chuck Norris was like the secret word at Pee Wee's Playhouse to this guy.
right.
Because like right when he said that, this dude was just like,
It's the best.
I guess they have secret beef for some reason.
Yeah, but because he thinks he should be that famous and that popular, but he's
I mean,
obviously
this
not
is
gotten
before
there.
like Chuck Norris warning labels were everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is before Chuck Norris was a meme.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So I
this
mean,
was his
maybe
brother.
he doesn't know any better, but like with hindsight, you're just like, yeah, you can't beat up Chuck Norris. Like,
No.
not even close.
Like Chuck Norris was trained by Bruce Lee. What?
You
Chuck
know,
Well, he sparred with him, right?
you know what else
Yeah.
you can't beat? The sound of M&M's.
Oh yeah.
It's the best sounding candy.
I could beat
All right.
that. Sound of Reese's Pieces.
Ooh.
No, I'm sorry.
That's just
Sorry, Becca.
contention
lost.
at this
Right,
table.
you're gonna have to.
Anyway.
you don't have.
Rob's M&M's fan. I'm a Reese's Pieces fan. So
Wait,
Wait, no, hold on.
Wait.
I like
Do
those
not
better,
put words
but these
or
sound-
candy
Yeah.
in
Okay,
my mouth.
all right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I thought Rob was in the Reese's Pieces camp as well.
yeah, I'm Reese's Pieces all day, every
Yeah,
day.
Reese's Pieces over plain.
Because I thought I was the only
This
peanut
is
butter
pretty good,
M&M's
too.
guy.
I do enjoy peanut butter M&Ms
cookies in a
very
box.
much.
No, they're good.
Yeah,
I'd
Brian.
rather eat Reese's Pieces, but these ones sound better.
I
See,
like.
she says, "Oh, Reese's Pieces." Like,
So here's the thing: I like peanut butter M&Ms mixed with other things, like as a complement
like
to
a
other
McFlurry?
candies.
Yeah.
But if
Best
I'm eating a
meal mix
candy
ever.
straight up out of the handful, that's Reese's Pieces.
out of
Yeah,
the
get
freezer.
it straight, Brian. Rob likes other shitty candies, not in this case.
Okay, all right.
I do stand behind Nestle Crunch as a fine candy.
And Chunky Bar.
I do
I've
stand
never
behind.
had a chunky bar in my life. And I
No,
never
no.
will.
Cha-
That's got raisins in it.
No
and
one- no one stands
I
behind the
invite
chunky
you
bar.
to get the hell out of my house, Brian. Raisins in a candy bar.
I want you to go to the store, buy one chunky bar, and throw it in the sewer.
I'd rather have Cades.
You know what's funny? Like, I like chocolate raisins, but in a Chunky Bar, I'm like, no, I don't want this.
Well, there's like the wrong kind of nuts in there too. Like it just
Well, it's a
it
good
doesn't
thing we're
mix
watching
together
this
well.
karate movie because maybe you need to go back to China, you communist.
wow.
Chocolate raisins.
Hey, speaking of racist stuff,
Views and opinions.
that's where we're at in the
Mario-
movie.
Mario-
Oh my goodness.
That actually is the next dream sequence, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, man.
When Uncle Iroh shows
It's
up.
pretty much all the dream
That-
sequences, Brian.
Yeah.
That was Rob's segue to the next dream sequence.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
That wasn't Rob.
I wasn't
being
sure
Rob.
where he was going with that, and it ended not as bad as I thought it was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to.
So basically, yeah,
before that.
what's going on here is freaking Joe Piscopo's freaking out once he mentions Chuck Norris, and Barry and Jerry are just like, okay, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Barry and Jerry.
They just freaking make a run for
Yeah,
it.
Jerry's like, this is the one guy that's more unstable than you, son. We need to leave.
Well, I like the fact that Barry actually had the fortitude to give him a little lip on the way out the door.
Mm.
Good
He's
on
like,
you,
pirates
Barry.
would never steal. Pirates don't steal. Oh, wait, hold on. The wrong thing.
Like that's the very definition of being a pirate.
No, but he's, karate's supposed to be about discipline. Joe Piscopo's like, fuck that noise.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I
like,
mean,
all
for
right,
the
we need
money.
to leave. Yeah.
All right, so now Barry goes home. He's like, it's been 2 minutes since I fantasized about Chuck Norris.
Gotta get my rocks off.
Yes. Speaking of nobody's looking,
So now I forgot what Chuck Norris film he's actually watching here.
This
One
is
of
where
them.
they're. Oh yeah, I don't know, but this is where we're coming out of the water.
It's probably
Yeah.
Delta Force too,
It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably have the rights to it
Yeah.
because he
because it's
directed
the
it.
same director. He
Yes.
probably had like clips from it.
Yeah, and now the teacher again is in trouble, but this time a very unfortunate depiction of a
It's like the Mandarin from Iron Man.
I don't know if he was Vietnamese
I think
It
it's
was
probably.
Charlie Chan.
or Korean, but yeah,
He's Mickey Rooney.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Christopher Lee is more like it.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible.
But
either
it's
way.
Joe Piscopo and Yellowface, pretty much.
So he's like, all right, I'm going to kill this lady by putting a bunch of gunpowder near her and then, laying the line of gunpowder out and lighting that on fire. Chuck Norris is like, I'm going to rise out of this bog with an M60 and
I'm going
not
to shoot
shoot
that fire.
Not shoot anything.
Now, Joe, would that fire come out of the water like that?
an M60.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
It's not advisable to try it. I know, like most modern assault rifles can, but I don't know if that gun is
Yeah.
able to.
I'm sure others have had to go through water with those weapons, but I don't know about being submerged like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, actually, if it had an ammo belt, and the ammo wasn't in a magazine, I would think the primers on the firing caps would all be wet now and wouldn't work. But
That's what I said.
Speaking of not working,
yeah,
he shoots out this line to turn the fire off.
Yeah, he
That's-
shoots the gunpowder.
That's just stupid.
And that,
Which is funny because I thought gunpowder just if you were to light it in that way, it would just
should've-
go off. It wouldn't just slowly eat up the thing. It would
No,
just
it
go.
would. It would not be like a.
yeah. I think on MythBusters when they tested it, it just goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're using Looney Tune rules here.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cartoon physics, cartoon rules.
Wile E. Coyotes over
So yeah, they're like, I'm not going to shoot
Cartoon
you.
racism.
I'm going to shoot the thing you're standing on and cause you to fall over. And it shoots like the bed of a truck to cause barrels to fall on everyone.
Yeah.
Then shoots a skull to flip around and hit.
Yeah.
You hit Joe Piscopo in
Yep.
the head.
Yeah.
Then Barry rises out of the water right next to Chuck with his own M60, and they just continue shooting up the place.
I'm here too, Dad.
One thing I appreciate,
Chuck.
well, not appreciate, but I thought was really funny about all these scenes where he's with Chuck Norris firing his own guns. He always seems scared when he's pulling the trigger of his guns. I think the actor didn't was scared of the fake charges in the gun themselves because he was like,
You say like Jonathan Brandis?
He has more
Yeah.
of, the weird face that when the sun is really bright and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
So he's more.
Yeah.
He's not even scared. He's just uncomfortable.
Well, I know.
that is a belt-fed machine gun. That's got some serious kick to it.
I thought that was him trying to be rough,
but maybe it was. But it
Yeah,
looked like
it
he
was
was just
angry.
scared.
Yeah, he looked like he was fighting back a dude.
And that dude was maybe 120 pound. No, he's 100 pounds.
Soaking
Jonathan
wet,
Brandis, yeah. He's gonna have trouble controlling that gun.
Now, the whole premise, or one of the premise of this movie, is that this kid has serious asthma, and he has to use this inhaler that's it's like a Contigo thermos.
I did have an inhaler that worked like that.
Was it that big?
That not for my asthma attack inhaler, but I used to take one every day as kind of like a maintenance to reduce the frequency of asthma attacks.
Yeah.
That did have that whole lung thing that extended out and then you breathed it in.
It was the size of a Camelback, though?
It was probably
water bottle?
Yeah, about water bottle sized,
Now, let me ask
but
you
wider. It looked like that in the
Were
film.
you faking it the whole time?
No,
Did working out in sunshine make it go away?
I have never done that in my life, so I can't tell you.
To be determined.
I don't think anybody actually explained to Jonathan Brandis how you use an inhaler.
Right.
Yeah,
I think anybody
He was
who,
just sucking on it.
he had no idea how an inhaler works.
This
and
gives me
nobody
life.
criticized him.
Also,
or nobody corrected him.
do we know for sure what was in this inhaler? Because that would explain the
I have
hallucination.
a pretty good idea.
Maybe without that, he would have gone full
DMT.
yeah.
off the edge.
Oh, you think that's it? Was secret meds?
So yeah, he was just having like a little fantasy
Oh,
with
shit.
it, but without it, it would have gone real
No, yeah,
bad.
think about it, the mom leaves or died or whatever.
Oh,
like the
fuck.
dad, doesn't know what to do, so he starts making his kid
Now,
sick, so he needs him more.
Let me ask you this:
Oh,
did his wife die, or did Chuck Norris kill her?
Did she get a shuriken in the eye?
Better story. Kid goes into a fugue state. Suddenly the mom's not around. The dad needs to, tone him down. So gives him medicine to make him feel better.
Yeah, I bet you that inhaler is giving him asma. He's like, I got to keep this kid
That's what I'm
sedated.
saying, man.
Awesome
Better
movie
movie.
style.
what happens next?
Who the
Basically,
hell knows?
like he snaps out of it, and his dad's like, "Yo, go to bed." And his dad's like, "I'm gonna try to bond with you." No, I'm not. And yeah, Barry goes in his room.
The dad's like, I
Joe,
was
are you
gonna
happy
bond
now?
with you.
Happy? Does this make you happy?
I believe that was
Make
Tony.
your-
Actually,
make your pee pee hard.
Well,
I mean, it did, but like, I don't know if it was specifically that.
actually,
Ooh, zebra.
Let's wait till
I
drink
asked
from
for
it.
that to happen so we wouldn't have to have a whole conversation about it, which we're not
Oh
doing.
no, we have.
Anyway, the dad's like, you know what? I was going to bond with you, but instead I'm going to use this to leverage some time with your teacher. And you can hang out with her uncle or father. Or, what was he?
Her uncle.
He was uncle? Okay.
Uncle Iro.
He is
He was Uncle
Iro.
Iro.
Yeah.
All right, so
So we're at the restaurant.
oh no. First, Uncle Iro straight up firebends some dude
Oh,
Yeah, he
in
does.
line.
Yeah, racist moment.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
number 2 in the
Yeah.
show.
Oh, man.
But at least this was an instance of somebody being an asshole and
Yeah.
getting it handed to them.
Yeah.
that was great.
I mean, yeah, but
So they're
it's still uncomfortable as hell
they
to
show
watch.
Uncle
Yeah, but it
at the
happens, so.
waiting for the train, and in front of him is a guy smoking, and behind him is this little short racist dude who's like throwing out racial slurs. It's like,
He looks like
guy
Cousin
to stop.
Larry from
He did
Perfect
actually.
Strangers.
And so well, what's his Uncle Lee was
Yeah,
his
yeah.
name? So the guy asked him to ask the guy in front of him to stop smoking because they're both, they both look like they're from the same place. So he's like, yo, just chill out. Like, it's okay. Just chill out. He goes, all right, I'll talk to him. So he talks to him. The guy starts talking back to him. And I think in whatever language that they're speaking, was Japanese, whatever it was, I think he said, this motherfucker wants you to stop smoking. Can I have your cigarette so I can put it in his pocket?
Yeah.
The guy's like, sure, go ahead.
Just point out the white dude behind them also has used several racial slurs.
Yeah, a bunch of racial slurs.
Well, that's the funny thing.
I will not repeat them.
Yeah, but replace those with pretty much anything else. Like, this dude is smoking and he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
This asshole is smoking. This fucker. Any of those, and this guy would have been in the right, and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But he had to drop every.
I mean-
slurry.
No, he still would have been an asshole.
Yeah,
He'd still be an asshole.
Because you
but-
still
yeah.
would have been like,
Okay.
you two look alike, so.
Yeah.
Well, that part, yes.
He should,
okay,
yeah,
that's-
he shouldn't have tried to employ Uncle Lee as a middleman.
Yeah, he's like,
That-
I'm assuming
yeah.
you speak the same language,
Instead
even
of,
though
"Excuse
Asia's a
me,
vast
sir,
continent.
I don't know if you know this, but there's no smoking on this train.
Yes. But that's
Yeah,
my
if you're-
point. He could have just been like, this jerk is smoking in here, and you're not supposed to do that. And it would have been fine, but no.
But it is annoying when people are smoking in the subway.
Well, it was 92. You could do that shit.
Yeah.
You still smoke on planes.
So,
Probably not.
excuse me. Yeah, so he just puts this cigar in the dude's coat pocket.
Magic.
Yeah.
Magic, yeah.
Using some magic. And yeah, he just lights the dude on fire. And
I'm smoking. I'm smoking. Oh my god, I'm smoking.
That's right. I'm going to kill every Chinese
Oh, God.
I see.
so now, Dad and Janet are gonna, talk over some dinner at the restaurant.
This was a little confusing. So,
Yes, it was.
the dad had asked the teacher,
Oh, I'm sorry, not Janet, Lauren.
Noreen.
Noreen.
The dad.
I wrote Janet for some reason in all my notes. I don't know why.
Damn it, Janet!
It's like Three's Company.
Joe,
Yeah.
it's Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
All right.
So
I
the
am
dad
for
had
real.
asked his teacher Noreen, or somehow they talked about him wanting to do karate, and she was like, my uncle can teach him if he likes him, but he might not like him, so let's go meet him at the restaurant, whatever.
Probably won't like him. Shouldn't like him.
So while his son and the uncle are talking in the kitchen, the dad and Noreen are talking out in the restaurant proper, and it's like a date. It she's asking about his life, he's asking about her life. They're like, it looks like a fucking date, and I'm like, What? I thought you were the teacher. What's about to happen now? Like, what's going on?
The dad couldn't give a shit about his kid. He's just like, you know, your uncle can babysit him. Let's get a little FaceTime.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Uncle Lee is just hucking dumplings right in Jonathan Brandis' dumb face.
Right in his dumb fucking face. I punched him, V. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And then now it's time to give him a nickname.
And I like, he's giving these nicknames, and at one point he's like, Miss Turd. And I'm like, stop there. Just Miss Turd. Just call him Miss Turd.
Well, he could have been the panther or the tiger.
Barry the leopard.
Puma Man.
Yeah.
Puma
Man.
It attacks with instinct. Wait, I got it.
But he settles on dumpling.
Mr. Dumpling! Mr. Dumpling fights in the most deceptive manner by smashing the fist of his opponent with his own face.
Was that the whole movie, Joe? Was Becca's like every
No,
line?
whenever Uncle Lee talked, you knew what lines he was saying.
That's fair.
And what sound effects he was making.
I'm a little scared right now.
Well, I mean, you should have been prior to this moment, Tony, to be perfectly honest.
Can you do it with
what?
all his movies? Can you do it with all of Mako's movies?
Wait,
No,
I
know
did Becca
this
just start
and
my
I'm
life? What the fuck's about to happen here?
She actually did. You might wanna sleep with one eye open.
Falling
Hi, Tony.
so slow,
We're having
like
a match.
tiny.
I don't want to cry. Rob.
about
Stop
bringing
it.
her with
Stop
us?
it. Stop it, Rob.
Damn
I
it.
don't want to cry. Stop it.
All right, so
I'm gonna get you.
Don't be
That's
singing.
right in the fields.
Yeah, don't be singing Little Soldier Boy in here, bitch.
so he's like, oh, you got asthma, whatever. You're walking to school now.
That's
Faking
right.
it. Faking it,
But,
bitch.
yeah.
Fuck your ass.
Yeah, walking to school.
And then like the editor's just like goons now, and these bikers are just
Yes. I
in the
love these
restaurant
bikers
around
so
Jerry
much.
for no reason.
We saw the door was open, so we just wandered on in, I guess.
Oh my god, these guys are amazing.
I like
I
it.
appreciate them more now than I did as a kid.
Yeah,
I like the scene. I did.
they're just like, we're just going to destroy this whole place.
He told him, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm drunk, but I'm gonna put that wall over here. I'm gonna fuck the kitchen
Yeah.
up.
The scene sucked.
I thought it was funny.
I'm sorry, it sucked.
I don't know what you were expecting.
No. So here's my thing. All right, so the whole scene, there's a bunch of drunken bikers, and they're all like, we're gonna destroy everything, and they throw, and Uncle Lee is like, all right, let me take care of this. So he like takes some sake and he like puts it all over himself, so he smells like alcohol, and he goes out there with a tray, and you're like, yes, we're gonna get some Drunken Master stuff. But no, we get a bunch of just shaking the camera around while he like bumps the tray into everybody, and they act
Very
like,
effectively.
"Ooh, we're all dead." There was no action in this scene.
He punched
It
one
was
guy in the
comedy.
face.
Yeah.
Kicked
It
one
was
guy in the
comedy.
balls. Tipped on one guy's hand.
Okay, but like if you watch
I
like
did punch that
Jackie
guy in the
Chan's
balls.
Drunken Master stuff,
It's very
it's
good.
Yeah.
it's very good and very funny
That's
at
a
the
different
same time.
movie.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
an
They
entirely
tried.
different purpose.
But this is what they were pretending to be.
I think that's a stretch. I don't even think they had that.
This is what they wish. That's what they wish they could be.
Right,
but
it's-
we're
no,
not
no.
there.
This movie doing that is the equivalent of Jonathan Brandis pretending he's Chuck Norris' sidekick.
No. This movie saw Karate Kid, and that they're like, we're copying that movie. That's as far as we're getting. They never
We're
saw
making it
anything
funny.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they certainly got one scene.
Yeah.
They were like, we know about this Drunken Master style, but they've never actually seen it, so they just kind of faked it the best they
I was
could.
expecting something cool because Jackie Chan's Drunken Master stuff is amazing. to
Yes,
watch.
Yeah, but this
that
is
is an
not that.
amazing
Yeah.
But
movie.
that is not.
Yeah.
The opening scene for this movie should tell you that this is not
I
that
know,
movie.
Yeah.
I know,
Alright.
I know. But I was so because
Like,
it's
why did you go see a Godzilla movie for storyline and
Yeah, but
development?
all right, but see, here's
I'm,
my thing.
I'm playing.
I know. But like, I'm watching Mako do cool. I'm watching Mako hopefully do cool stuff. I'm like, oh, it's Mako. He's cool. I love him. And he's just like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna hold this tray and just whiz this scene down my leg and then kick a dude
This
in the
was
balls.
cool enough
and-
at the time.
Yeah.
No,
It was cool when he kicked that guy in the nuts.
that was fine. But
I mean,
everything
yeah.
else-
He
That's
dumped
all I
hot
wanted.
soup on his crotch.
That's all I needed. That's all
How
I
did he
needed.
get his head in a fan?
I don't know.
He
But
jumped
that was-
up on a chair.
Yeah,
Oh, he jumped on a chair?
But that
Okay.
actually like made me reel back. I was like, oh god.
Well, the whole point of the scene, he's like, in one of his lessons is like, don't trust what is, not what you see, because things can be deceiving. So
Yeah.
he looked like a drunk regular dude in his bar, but instead he was intentionally fucking these guys up.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And he beat up
fried
like
rice.
and he beat up like 2 or 3 of them while the rest of them laughed
Yeah.
before they realized
Right.
that wait, this guy's attacking us.
Yeah.
And they left and paid their tab. No.
I'm saying Uncle Lee was no Rock Lee. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. So now Barry's like, all right, let's try this walk into school thing. He gets 10 feet.
Yeah.
And fucks it up. Like, it reminded me of Top Gear when they tried to drive the Robin and he made the first corner and flipped the whole thing over. Like he made it 10 feet and he's like, I'm lost in a daydream here.
Like,
there's soldiers everywhere.
Chuck Norris.
Now, I will say, though, this movie did give me some nostalgia here. Because, I mean, walking around, like, doing my paper route when I was younger, yeah, there were soldiers and stuff everywhere. And
good times.
Yeah.
This is where I was thinking, like, as long as you keep going, this is fine. The problem is, he gets 3 feet or whatever, and then he's on somebody's lawn thinking it's a foxhole and shit. And I was like, you are crazy.
Now, when
this is not okay.
How old were you when you were doing your paper route?
Oh, I think I was 10, maybe.
10, okay.
Yeah.
And did you at any point, like, jump face first on the ground to avoid cannon fire grenades?
No. I mean, there were times where I pointed a newspaper at things like it was a gun.
Okay.
And
But again,
took them out.
10, right?
10, yeah.
Not, like, old enough to date.
No,
high
we
school
weren't in high school,
possibly be in
No.
was, like, seriously.
Community college.
Was that a college class?
Yeah.
It was a college claessroom. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
it
was
did look like a
course,
college
but-
class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This high school's so big they have
But it was a high
auditorium.
it was a high school, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, also here we get thrown a bit of a curveball, because after he comes out of this hallucination, there's a helmet?
Yeah.
That kind of like
What the fuck?
rolls onto the road.
Yeah, is he...
It's magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
Freddy Krueger's involved now?
no reason. There's no reason.
This could,
Don't read into it too much.
We get at the end.
Where'd you get the hat? Where'd you get that hat?
But like one thing.
Oh my god, if his parents had killed Chuck Norris in a furnace.
What are you doing to our kids?
But like one thing, I don't know why they chose to show his daydreams in this fashion, but he does physically respond to things he sees in his dreams. Like you said, he falls on the ground, like that kind of stuff. It's like, if my kid was doing that, I'd be legit worried.
Oh yeah.
Like I wouldn't make fun of it. Like I'd be worried.
Yeah, I'd take it to a
something's up.
specialist.
Very minimum, I'd get a sleep study kind of thing going on, see what's going on with his brain waves.
And I refuse to keep washing that crunchy underwear.
You're not going to buy the new ones.
It's one sock and it's his business. No, but
not one
it is
sock.
legit an issue where you got to worry about
It's a
like
gi.
he's walking to school. He's bound to punch this girl out thinking she's a Nazi soldier or something. Like,
So yeah, we haven't really mentioned yet. Winnie from The Wonder Years is in this.
Yeah,
And she's, his romantic interest.
I
and
guess.
this is terrible. I'm
yeah.
sorry. This is one of the worst romances.
The payoff on this is a little weird. But so she meets him and it's like, you want to ride to school? He's like, no, I gotta do this walking thing. She's like, well, you're gonna be like really late.
Yeah.
It's a walkathon for Cades. Do you want to donate some money?
But
Sorry, I
you
spent
see,
the past 30 minutes thinking I was in World War II.
she's interested in him. We're not sure the reason yet, but she's the only one who's ever like,
She's standing up for him.
yeah, hey, this guy, I care about.
And her little brother pops his head out the window and he's like, we got to get to fucking school.
Yeah, his little brother doesn't give one shit about Jonathan Brandis.
Later, bitch.
We're not going to be tardy for this tardy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So now we get the scene in the giant like college classroom.
Yes.
And
Yep.
fuck.
Yep.
So they're doing quotes from Shakespeare.
No,
and
they're
what's
doing
it?
quotes from Hamlet. Only Hamlet.
Fair enough. Yeah. And so like
It's like, what's this from?
yeah.
Hamlet.
And
What's this
so
from?
Winnie's the
Also
smart
Hamlet.
one. She knows the quotes because hers was for the one for her was from something else. I think it was from Julius Caesar.
No, they were both right.
No, it was
Okay,
Hamlet,
it
but
was
at least it was a different character.
Right.
Then he's like,
Sure.
Barry, you dumbass, talking in class. I'm going to do the quote that everyone knows from Hamlet.
No, it wasn't Barry. It was
Barry,
one of the bullies.
it was the other kid.
The
it was
bully.
Well, no, I'm saying, Cellini.
Cellini.
Yeah.
Chalupa.
And then Barry
Randy
gets,
Chaliti.
then Barry gets it right, and the teacher like roasts him out of
So
nowhere.
Barry doesn't even fucking know. Like Winnie has to tell him. It's like, come on, it's the quote
Right.
from Hamlet.
Well, that's what I didn't get.
Our study reading is Hamlet, you moron.
Like, she mouths to him the answer to the question, but the question was to anyone. So
Right.
then he raises his hands to answer it. Like, you didn't have to do that. You could have just, like, not known the answer. Like,
But he wanted to. He probably was like, "This is one of the few times I can answer this correctly and not seem like a dumbass."
Well, we already had an interaction with this teacher before, and he's like just a fucking dick.
yeah,
Like,
Mr. Mapes.
Even though this
Garrett
class
Graham,
is
by the
called
way, hell
Visions
yeah.
of Hamlet.
Yeah.
I wish I could say that I didn't know teachers who are essentially like Eugene, but
right.
But
Can I get one for Garrett Graham?
I don't know who that is.
For what?
That Gary Graham.
He was the teacher.
Gary Glitter?
what else has he been in?
This peanut is neither a pea nor a nut. Dad,
No.
I get the silver bear, but why the dog?
No, you can't. You
All
do not
right,
get
thumbs
one
down
for Gary
from
Graham.
us.
So he was the what was the name of that little toy that commercial came from?
What?
What are you talking about?
What?
Who's the peanut is
All
not?
right,
Isn't
he was
that
the dad on the critic. Dumb motherfuckers.
Oh.
I don't know.
Wait,
How are we
Critic.
supposed to know that,
wait,
though?
Wait, you make an obscure reference to an obscure show? And you get mad at us for that?
To a voice actor.
He makes
On
a,
an obscure
wait.
show.
He makes a reference to a voice actor that was referencing a commercial for a board game, and I thought he was talking about the board game.
What board game are you talking about?
That's what the critic reference came from. The peanut is neither a peanut nor not. It was like some dumb board game thing.
All right.
And I didn't know what you were talking about.
All right, whatever. Stop.
I can't.
He's going into a Brandis episode.
We're all gonna die.
Chuck Norris, I need your love.
Rob and Chuck Norris are just shooting barrels down on the
I don't know what he was doing to Chuck Norris with that mouth action.
It was a raspberry on his belly button. Thank you very much.
So anyway.
I hope you better hope you're the Chuck Norris so he just makes out with you because the rest of us are dying.
All right. So this teacher, though, he's like, all right, Chalini, you're number one dumbass. Barry, you're still a fuck up, but you're not the number one fuck up.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's it. And like he moves on. And just like, what the
roasts
hell, dude?
And I also like that one thing was enough now for this kid to be like, I'm getting a gang and we're gonna kick the shit out of you in the locker room.
Well, he's number one fuck up now. Like, so no one wants that.
I mean, he wasn't gonna fight the girl. He wasn't gonna get mad at her. He had to get mad at the dude. Like,
No, he needed his boys with him just in case to fight.
Or he could just pick up a book.
I mean, to
once
fight
in a while.
that's way too hard, Tony.
Yeah.
Way too hard.
Yeah, beating people up is way
You
easier.
don't even need to pick up a book. How about just context clues? The whole class
Yeah.
was Hamlet. That's all they were reading. That's all they were talking about
It
was
says
Hamlet.
Hamlet in big letters on the board behind
Yeah.
him. It just-
Plus, that's like scene one of Hamlet.
Right.
Like, you cover that like
He's
right
picking up-
away.
He's holding the skull. Even
Yeah.
by just osmosis, you would pick that up.
you would think.
All right. So
Does he go to the hospital now?
Unless you're inhaling stupid powder
No,
that your
no.
dad gave you to keep you slow.
they beat beat up Barry a little bit, tear the cover off of his karate magazine, and then we go to a Western in gym class.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, they didn't really tear it. It's so
Just let it
coated.
go.
It pretty much snapped in half.
Yeah. All right. So
Had a
now
little hole cut out in the mouth.
Chuck Norris and
He
And
calls
Brandis
it a mullet.
here-
I just call it handlebars.
they show up in town. It's Lone Wolf and Little Wolf, and
Fuck you, Lone Wolf.
they order their 2 milks. And then Jonathan Brandis just slaps the shit out of Joe Piscopo.
So yeah, they go into this saloon. They order milks.
I loved the fact that they ordered milk and with such dramatic nods, like, what'll it be? Milk.
And then we just
like, it's the best. And then everybody was like, ha ha, until Chuck Norris steps up. But he doesn't echo the tone that Jonathan Brandis had. He's, instead of saying, make my milk too, in some sort of...
make mine milk too.
No, he
Chuck Norris can't really emote.
Instead, he's just like, gets his like very sensitive familial self on. And he's just like, make my milk too. Like, aww.
And then they smash cut to the two of them showering each other in milk. Off camera.
Watch me do me.
Off camera, they're just getting milk splashed into each other's faces.
Shut his mic off. Keep going, Joe.
He's almost.
I wish I
He's
could.
watching too many ContraPoints.
Yeah, so this scene loses some points here because like Cellini is up on the balcony in the saloon and pulls his gun out, and then Chuck Norris shoots the gun out of his hand. Could he please have fallen through the railing of the balcony and crashed through a table?
No.
That's how it's supposed to go, guys.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Like,
How much dollars did you say they had?
they had $16 million. Someone
Give me
could
a
have
fake
lied
railing.
down on a green screen.
We've seen better movies on this podcast for less. Wait, have we? Probably
We have, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good
You
question.
could break a railing for $16
Yeah.
million.
Sure, of course you
Give
could.
me a fake
You
railing.
could, you could push a fake Cellini
Let
through a
me
table.
ask you this question.
You give me like $100, I'll jump through a railing and fall down a table.
It'd be
Let
funny
me
if it was
ask
like
you this
obviously like the guy that's in the white suit just dressed up in the Cellini like
It probably
cowboy
would be.
costume and he
Yeah.
falls off
Could-
the railing.
Could Aaron Norris do this for $16 million?
Yes.
Nah,
Yeah.
I think he and his brother split 15 of the $16 million.
I don't. Well, probably, but I don't know if you noticed.
Spent
but there was-
$400,000 on that big ridiculous breathalyzer
There was
inhaler.
like 7 stuntmen that were most of this cast of the movie.
Yeah, that's where all the money went.
So
All
they
right.
don't. You could break a
Either
railing
way,
for this.
you're in a Western saloon. Someone falls through the balcony through a table. That's just if you don't do a Western if you're not doing it. All right, let's move on. So now, I like this leap of logic because Barry's just out in La La Land, gets hit in the head with like a volleyball or something, and Bull from Night Court's like, "Hey, that kid isn't paying attention, so he got hit in the head with a ball." I think it's perfect that we should make him climb the rope to the fucking ceiling.
Well, he wants.
Clearly, he's in the right frame of mind to do that.
He wants to embarrass him because
Yeah.
he's the kid who never had to do gym class because
Yeah.
he had his asthma was so severe he never had
I
to do it.
wish I got to get out of
But
gym class for my
presumably he has
asthma.
a note that says that he can't do anything, including climbing a rope
Yeah,
to
but
the
no,
top.
but I had a note and my gym teacher made me do shit. I never had to climb a rope, but would make me do shit.
Did your
like
note
that.
just secretly say, "Dear sir, I'm sorry my son is a bitch.
All right.
Try to be."
Well, no, a doctor diagnosed me with being a bitch. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, your son has bitch.
Well, and I'm sitting here looking at this movie, being like, if this kid isn't supposed to get strenuous exercise because of health issue X, Y, or Z, don't you have an art room that he could be
Yeah.
making
Seriously,
art in?
that's where I was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
it is
I'm a
the 90s.
public school teacher. I understand
They weren't cut
fail
yet.
on
It was
the
the
regular.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, Rob, we both went to a school where if you, for whatever reason, could not participate in the gym activities, you were punched in the chest and then told to sit on the bleachers. So,
About the teacher?
yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Put your
So-
balls
I
against
forgot
the
about
wall. All right.
Yeah, I know I'm not, we're not the only ones, but
What
I'm
are you
just...
gonna go licking the wall after, pal?
All right. So anyway, so he starts climbing this rope, makes it further than I would have before he immediately starts daydreaming of Chuck Norris. But
well, he's
now-
got that thick rope in his hands. You know?
yeah, but now his daydreams have the power to teach him important skills.
Yes.
Because he teaches himself to climb a fucking rope
Yeah.
through the power of daydreaming
Hallucinations.
about Chuck Norris.
I mean, in all fairness,
Yeah.
it probably was. He saw Chuck Norris climb a rope
Yeah,
in a movie,
Yeah.
and he like remembered that and like, oh,
Yeah.
well, that's how he did it in the movie. So let me try that.
I like for damn sure the teacher was going to tell him that shit. Like,
Well,
just,
my
you
favorite
struggle.
The other part is while this is happening, the teacher goes, "Who the hell is he talking to?"
Well,
that was
I like
great.
the look on his face is like, I'm fucked up because now he's up the rope and then he's going to
Yeah.
fall and die.
Yeah.
'cause he's
It's gonna be
daydreaming.
all on me.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that should be a thing like, all right, that you did a great job and you don't have to do gym anymore. But when you get down here, go see the psychiatrist.
Oh, this
Yeah,
kid's
but
gonna...
basically he just gestalt therapied his way into knowing how to climb a rope.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is the movie that taught me how to climb a rope.
Oh.
Is it really?
I never knew how to do it without like the knots already tied in.
Yeah, I wish I had
I'm
gotten this
also
before
afraid
I
of
had to do
heights,
it.
so I
Also-
never really had incentive to learn.
I don't know yet to be known if Chuck Norris told him how to climb down.
No.
Right.
No, he just
We don't
That was
know
the
that.
easy part.
They had to
It
call
cuts
the fire
away.
department.
Yeah, getting down is easy.
All right, so now
sliding
he's
down Chuck Norris'
he's
rope.
walking home with
Just
I
let
think her
go,
name's
Barry.
Lauren.
Yes.
And she talks about how
I'll catch you, Barry.
if
Jump,
I think she's talking about Cellini being a dick or something like that, and said her dad would rope him, shoot him, stuff him, and mount him.
Yep.
And I'm
There's
just
I
like Rob's going to have things to say about that tomorrow.
Well, what I said was,
No.
he'll mount him anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. That was fine. That's not what I thought you were going to say.
I like the sound
So
of
Barry's like,
Oh, I
hey,
did also say the steers.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
it went Full Metal Jacket for a
Yeah,
little
it
while.
went Full Metal
Unnecessary.
Jacket.
So, so now Barry's like, hey, Lauren, I notice you pay attention to me. Maybe we should go out on a date.
And she was like, "Oh, wait,
I like you, but
I like you, but I don't like you like you.
I
just
pay
like,
attention to you because I think you're going to die
yeah,
if
like,
no one
I'm
else
just concerned
does.
for your well-being because, like,
You're like,
you're frail."
you're like my special needs kid. I'm just trying to look out for you.
He's like, you pity me?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's like,
Lauren, you
that's
said
not
hi to
cool,
me.
Which coincidentally is what Cellini told him. You know,
You said hi to
did.
me once. Are we bang buddies now? Is that, do we do sex now?
and he tantrums hard.
He
to, be,
runs off.
to be fair, I would rather be ignored than have her be like, "Yeah, I pity you."
I mean, I've had that said to me once or twice
Yeah.
this week.
That's how you got married.
It was
it was your vows.
That was
It
the
was your
vows.
marriage vows.
both times.
I was there for both of them.
Yeah,
It's true.
I fear for you because I think you're weak. I do.
It's true.
You know what's fucked up?
There was
It's 'cause, like,
more
I-
crying the second time.
No, I get her sentiment. Like you're worried about the fellow classmate. Like, I get that, whatever. But like at the end of the movie, I'm like,
She's a gold digger.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that.
yeah.
We're
Oh,
gonna-
yeah.
She's
yeah.
awful.
you had your outlet. What are you
We
doing?
got shit to
Like,
talk
Also-
about with Lauren.
How do I put this? If you are fearing for this kid because of how weak he is, maybe don't tell him all that. Just be
Yeah.
like, "I like you as a friend," and leave it at that.
well, no, she didn't say that. Like his mind went right to that because Chalene had just said that. Like she didn't actually
No,
say
she-
anything wrong at all. Like
she kinda did.
Like she was just trying to check his from him. His brain went further than her words actually
Well, yeah,
ever did.
he figured it out on her own, but she did say something to lead him there.
So either way, for a kid with asthma, he made it real far
Yeah.
before he
Ran all the way home.
Yeah.
Well, remember,
he's a bullshitter.
Yeah.
he's been walking to school every day now.
Yep.
And he's a bullshit.
For 2
I
days.
walked to school every day for most of my school career. I still couldn't run more than maybe 50 feet before I
Remember,
would fall
message in the
down.
movie. Mental health issues are not
Yeah.
real. If you just go outside and work out, they'll go away.
Yeah.
Mental and physical.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, so it
Just need some
Also-
vitamin D, man.
If a girl just likes you as a friend, just keep trying. It'll
Yeah.
work out.
Well, no, whoop someone's ass.
Yeah.
Just beat somebody up.
Punch
Win
someone in
a
public.
win a contest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah. Just keep trying and get violent. That's
So
the
anyway.
way to her heart.
So now he has a daydream. Well, first off, he just destroys his inhaler out of rage.
Yeah.
And then we have a daydream of him getting tortured by Bull from Night Court. And he wakes up in an ambulance.
Yep.
And his dad's just like, God damn it, Barry.
But like this scene is kind of important because like the doctor's like, so yeah, like we don't see any signs of like damage on him in his lungs and stuff. Like
He shouldn't have
yeah,
asthma.
he doesn't
Yeah.
need the thing. Like,
He's just a big lying crybaby bitch.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
like, is it psychosomatic? Like, cause we don't see no damage.
Well, Jerry was like, yes, I do know that.
Bo Bridges was like, I pay $600 a month for that medicine.
So, listen, there was never a mother. He came from a different planet, and I've just been keeping him in check, all right?
He came from the planet Krapton.
So Mako's like, all right, I'll make him see through this bullshit. Here's his plan. He comes in the room. He just,
Takes his robe down.
yeah,
Yeah. He's like,
Yep.
take this off.
yep, yeah, takes off his robe, gets his, his magic jar of whatever.
Balm.
Tiger
Hypo
Balm.
rub. It's-
Rubs that all over Jonathan Brandis. And John Brandis is like, I never want this to happen again. I'm going to stop having asthma now.
Round up mandrill penis.
No,
Yeah.
but for real, he legit does those things to him.
Yeah.
He
He
does,
rubs him
yeah.
down in the hospital room.
Yeah, but it's that whole thing of like the,
Far East medicine.
Yeah,
Miyagi.
exactly. Like it's
Mr.
not.
Miyagi, yeah, the hot hands or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like
Sure.
he's just convincing him that he did something, so he doesn't have to put this mental block up anymore.
Which I do wish they would have just showed like it's just vapor rub. Like he just
Yeah.
he tells dad like
it's
like,
not even.
Well, there's
Let
a scene
him
like
put
that
his
later,
paper
though.
on.
It's
There-
preparation H.
There is. I do like how they do it later. So now we get a pretty good training montage, including Mako chasing Barry with the frying dragon van, which I think sets the record for most Asian stereotypes crammed into per like square foot.
One vehicle.
Yeah.
This movie
But-
does that as well.
And he's just doing some weird like noises and stuff as they're driving along. Yeah, just chasing a kid with a van.
Life goals.
Yeah.
That was the one. Wow.
Okay.
Bro, Tony, cool.
Well, now just pick this. Tony comes over and he's getting chased out of the driveway by Becca in the Prius going,
You can't hear it coming.
Well, that was the first thing. I'm
We
like,
can make it happen, Tony.
Sir,
not for me.
I've already concluded you
All right.
don't have puppies. Leave
Okay.
me alone.
First of all, yeah, which part is the life goal? The chasing the kid, the noises, both?
Oh yeah. That's
Second
all
of
bad.
all, just to clarify, is this the second time you're threatening my life on this podcast?
No, Tony.
How was it
never
the first?
do
When
that.
was the first time?
Well,
Pay
no, I
attention,
just
Rob.
implied that he should have been scared
Oh, that's
So-
I
because
mean,
I'm scared.
Because apparently she's going to chase me down in her car while making weird noises.
I mean,
It'll cure all that ails you.
So now at the end of the
Oh
training
yeah, I'll stop being
montage,
fat in a week.
I mean, if she keeps chasing you, yeah.
Eventually, you'll get strong or die.
You keep running with those. What did he have? Like half pound barbells that he
They
was
probably,
running.
I don't
with?
know. They could have been fives.
They're probably five.
No, it
Two
could
and a
not have been
half.
fives. Yeah, they were. They were two if they were anything.
so now at the end of the training montage, Uncle Lee gives him like some ancient Chinese medicine, some secret medicine that he has to keep taking. And then Barry leaves, and I like because what's her name? Noreen is like Noreen is like, what is that you gave him? And he's like, I don't know, it won't kill him.
Found it.
Yeah, he's
found
just
it under the
psyching him
sink.
out.
I mean,
Yeah.
I assume it won't kill him.
Yeah,
It hasn't been killing the rats around here, so he'll be fine.
He just played that game where you take all the condiments that are still on the table and put them in a drink.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
Oh, okay.
Mystery soup.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
I was-
throughout this, he's been trying to break a board throughout this. Does he finally break it in this montage?
At
Second
some
training
point,
montage.
Yeah, somewhere.
they don't
in-
focus on that too
Yeah.
much. They plop it in there just so it can be significant at the end.
Yeah.
Really.
Weirdly plop it in there, even though it's a major plot point at the end of it. But
Plop, plop,
yeah.
plop.
But around this point, also Barry's like, I daydream like all the time. Am I crazy? And he's like, nah, it's all right to dream.
But it's always Chuck Norris.
Yeah. And he's
We
like,
do things together.
He
He's
comes
like,
to me at night.
you just really need to learn to control them. And, once you do, like, you'll have less of them, but you'll be way more powerful.
Also, is it okay that I just like start seeing red and then black out and end up in weird places without my clothes on? Is that okay?
No, that was the drink I gave you.
Like
There's always people dead. Is that okay?
stuff like this is what taught me to like qualify these questions when they're asked to you. Like when they say, "Am I crazy?" Like, well, let's ask some further questions.
Yeah, let's probe a little deeper.
These dreams, what happens to you while these dreams happen? Like, well, I tend to talk to people and jump over things and throw things, and like those aren't normal dreams. Maybe you should seek actual help. Like,
Also, I weirdly found a bunch of like local animals dead under my bed. Is that is that a weird?
There's all these
should I be
missing
worried
cats
about
in my
that?
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Their
So
blood's
it-
all over me.
In my dreams, I'm always punching and shooting my teachers and authority figures in my life. Is that normal? Me and Chuck Norris just killing the school. Is that cool?
really is his
Yeah.
dream. So like,
Yeah.
It is.
It really is his dream.
It is. It's problematic.
You get taken outside for that.
So
Silent
now
lunch.
we're back at gym class, and Barry's like, you know what? I could do gym class today. Teacher's like, the fuck you can. Get back on that
That's my job.
shirt.
Again, I mean,
And he's like, no, I could do it. He's like, Gabrewski, you drop dead on one, I'll shoot myself and come after you.
I love it.
Too soon, Bull. Too soon.
And then,
isn't Bull dead too?
Oh,
I don't know.
no.
He just wishes he was.
So now, yeah, crazy Uncle Lee is like, all right, let's go higher with the training. I'm going to give him the straight up the metal nunchucks right away.
Can you take
And like
me?
Barry like immediately like dick shots himself and then whacks himself in the head
Just
with them.
immediately.
Gives himself a concussion.
It's like
Like not even like a safety briefing of like, why don't you try just like twirling
Way
it
out
like
to the
this
side.
off to the side for a little while.
Well, here's the thing. He's been in a Hamlet class for most of a school year. He hasn't figured out the answer is Hamlet.
Mhm.
He's been dreaming about fighting with Chuck Norris for who knows how long, and he has not apparently picked up any skills or
Yeah.
abilities from any of that.
Mhm.
So
Climb a rope.
Climbing rope.
Yeah, he learned to climb a rope.
He learned to climb a rope.
But
That's
my
true.
favorite part about this was like, if you're watching, that other hand is nowhere near
Yeah,
catching this
not
thing.
at all.
Like, it's
He-
not even
He
attempting
just
it.
wails
Well,
himself in the face.
You know why?
No.
You get that feeling of power.
All right.
What? What I do?
Hyperbole.
So now we cut back to Noreen and Mr. Gabruski. He's watching her do some Tai Chi dances.
Happy Hands Club.
Yeah, and he's like, Uncle Lee, Barry, get the fuck out of here.
Get out.
Go do something.
I don't know what to do here.
First of all, this was super awkward because like she's doing the moves and it cuts to him in the chair, and I honestly just thought they were alone. And then you see the other two are there, and I'm like, oh, this just got awkward. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, when does Elizabeth Berkley show up? What's happening here?
Is that moving? Oh, never mind.
No, it is not.
No.
I refuse.
So,
That is a very.
Yeah.
Never mind.
so they have a little friendly moment here. She's teaching him some Tai Chi skills, and Barry goes back to training on doing some sick push-ups over a waterfall, and he's just like, "Fuck you, inhaler. I'm done." Just leaves it there.
Yeah.
And Uncle Lee's like, "Oh, he is not done."
Uncle Lee's like,
Picks it up and keeps
thing's
it with
full
him.
We
of
might need
opium.
this
I
later.
could sell this.
Yeah.
The
He
shadow.
starts doing it and having weird visions.
So now Barry's like, all right, I'm going back to school, and for some reason I'm carrying like a dozen soccer balls with me. And Cellini's like, you carrying balls? Fuck you.
I'll kick you in the balls.
Yeah. And like, but this time Barry's like, you know what, Cellini? Fuck you back. And Cellini's like, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Nope.
That's the thing about bullies. Once,
Yeah.
like, if I've had that happen to me in high school where, like, they say something to you and, like, you're like, well, you say something that's, like, even smarter back to them. That's, like, they have to, like, prove
Yeah.
themselves in front of their shitty friends.
It's in front of other people. That's,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
turns them on.
It's like, oh, man, that guy got you good. Oh, I guess I gotta go kick his ass. I'm like, I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
I'm good at verbal fighting.
I will hurt your feelings.
I'm witty. I'm witty, not strong.
So now.
Now, to be fair, I will cripple your feelings.
Verbal debate only.
That would be fun to watch, though. Like, if he was tied up so he couldn't hit you. And like, just a straight, like, emotional put down battle.
Yeah.
Rob will just
who,
murder.
what? Who
You'd
was?
murder someone in that.
Who am I fighting?
I don't. Anyone.
Oh.
Yeah, it would be brutal.
No.
Yeah, I've seen Rob take people down emotionally. It's not as much fun as you think.
The big.
Because usually you're on the side of me taking down emotionally.
It's
so
true.
That's probably
Well,
why.
no, because it's kind of like watching World War II footage where they're like going through Auschwitz and stuff. You're just like, oh, I just feel bad inside.
So the.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me. If you have any empathy in you
Yeah.
at all, eventually it will lose its
Nah, I
fun.
ain't
No, because
about- I ain't
that
about
venom like hurts more than just the person that it's directed against.
I'm like,
The-
I'm like a pet skunk. I've had my glands removed.
The worst bully, like, and I remember this gym class, this kid named Adam, and for some reason he thought it was funny to, like, put gum in people's hair.
Yeah, that's
And-
a dick.
Yeah,
move.
and I knew he was adopted, and he did it to me, and I was like, man, no wonder your parents gave you up. And I was like, oh, man, I made a terrible mistake.
That regret is what separates the men from the boys.
Well, that's what separates you from Rob.
You got to double down on that, Will.
No, but then
now-
I got my ass kicked.
You're like, your real parents probably killed themselves right after, too. Just so you could never find them.
Oh my god.
All right.
The views and opinions of
So,
Rob.
yeah, 'cause
Rob.
one switches him to rage, two pushes him into just crying now.
Yeah.
quicker to get him before he hits you.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta
Destroy him again. Hit him again. Finish
You gotta
him.
disable him.
The rabbit punch of insults.
Yeah. So now, Cellini goes over and knocks Barry down, and Barry's like, it's not gonna be that easy this time. Does some freaking kung fu moves on him, and now they're actually just having a fight.
Like,
Sort of.
it is a weird fight. Like, one, the scene lasts way too long.
Yep.
Like most of
it's
the
too long because there's no teachers around for a while, and like he knocks Cellini down, he gets back up, knocks him down, gets back up, knocks him. It's like six times.
Way too many
Yeah.
headshots in this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
No,
properly.
roundhouse kicks to the face mean nothing to these two kids.
Like,
Absolutely
this
nothing.
This was way too long.
Well, I mean, Barry hits himself in the head with nunchucks for fun.
It's part of his training.
Yeah.
Remember, he's the dumpling.
I mean, yeah, and
He is a dumpling.
Mr. Lee is still just constantly throwing dumplings at his head.
Is that the PC term for it now? Dumplings?
Mr. Dumpling.
Got a bunch of dumplings
But,
at
like,
work.
finally, the teacher shows up. It's Bull. He finally shows up and breaks them up. And he's like, Cellini, why are you starting this? He's like, I started. Barry did. No, Cellini started it, but fuck that.
Yeah.
And then the teacher's like, you did? Well, you guys go away. Good job, Barry. Like, what? Like, you're
Yeah,
a
you
teacher.
assert your aggression.
Yeah, like, what? No,
Yeah.
to be violent? Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, technically Cellini started it, but Barry instigated by talking back.
He was carrying
No,
way.
so he-
You can't
Wait, what?
He was
instigate
carrying
by
way
doing
too
the
many
second
balls in
move.
that
He
gym.
stood up for himself. That's not
so he
bad.
talked shit, and he was
Yeah.
like,
Fuck
you're a
off.
jerk for talking shit. And then he walked away. He's like, well, how dare you tell me I'm a jerk for talking shit? I'm coming to beat your ass now. Like, no.
Yeah, but I mean, but the thing is, you know the reaction that response was going to garner.
That does not excuse Cellini's
It doesn't
behavior
excuse it.
at
It
all.
doesn't excuse it.
And it still makes him the instigator.
I usually counter all that stuff like, don't make it so I can't be a regular human being and respond the way a regular human being would respond because you're a shitbag.
Cellini both said the first word and technically threw the first punch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
Totally ethical.
But also keep in mind, he's the gym teacher. Like, the other teachers can teach you not to be violent. I'm just going to be like, yeah, good.
You did it,
on
buddy.
Yeah.
Have a
I
beer.
mean, well, he's halfway to Coach McGurk, so like, it's-
Whatever.
yeah,
No, Coach McGurk.
this is excusable.
Those themes that hope one day will not happen to young boys. Like,
Well, yeah.
like,
So, now though, fucking, what's her name? Lauren or whoever comes
Winnie?
over.
Oh, yeah.
Winnie,
Winnie
yeah.
comes over.
And she's like, oh, Barry, you stood up for yourself. Now I want to go out on a date with you.
I'm like,
Fuck you.
I mean, now, in
Now,
fairness,
I'm not saying
like,
she's a gold digger.
he showed some confidence that he's always been lacking,
Right.
maybe that turned around. But it was just kind of like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah. It was
But at least now he knows that she's not hanging around with him to protect him.
yeah.
yeah, but
He wasn't too keen on that type of one-way friendship.
Yeah, but see,
you shouldn't be keen on this relationship either. Like, it's not healthy.
Well, no, but in fairness, though, a boy of this age, like, in first girl, that's like, hey,
No,
you
at
want
this
to
point-
go out? Like, it doesn't matter what you did to him up till now.
At this point, he's like, I got my confidence now. Guess what? I'm into dudes. I'm waiting on Chuck. Forget you.
If they made the movie today and he said that would be awesome.
Oh man, I would love that.
I'm saving myself for Chuck.
I am betrothed to another.
Yeah.
My heart
Charles
already-
Norris.
And you know what?
Charles is in
Just
charge
end
of
the
me.
movie with like, there's a new kid in school. It's a young boy, and his name is Charles, and he's just like, yes.
Do you mean a new
That-
boy in the
that
That
Okay.
sounded creepy.
So, you know how? So we go to another daydream, and the earlier daydreams all kind of tie into what's going on. This is just some whacked out shit in this one. This dream is bizarre.
Just the mullet
I
gun
love
one.
Yeah.
this one.
So we meet Chuck Norris and Jonathan Brandis on the roof, clad in mullets and sawed-off shotguns.
Mullets!
Yeah. And fucking Joe Piscopo is doing God knows what in his factory that produces evil.
Yeah.
Evil candy, evil pinatas.
Yeah.
Just-
Wants to put dynamite in pinatas, which is a freaking diabolical idea.
But he doesn't just... It's not just dynamite getting put in pinatas. It is more dynamite in the pinatas!
Yeah.
Like,
Everything is with an exclamation point.
yes.
Yeah, they're putting
So
like
many.
razors and candy.
Yeah,
and
he's just vomiting ham out his mouth. He's got barrels labeled toxic waste and smog.
They're dressed like they're from Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Their
Yes.
the setting and the look is as though it's like Adam West Batman movie, but Chuck is still he's like from the Matrix, I guess.
Mhm. Also, again, bad guy's in the wrong job. If he can barrel smog, he can take it out of the air. Like, he's got something there that's worth way more money than his dynamite
Yeah,
pinatas.
He's
Fair.
yeah.
Well, maybe he's generating it, not capturing
Yeah,
it.
That's
maybe.
Also, I feel like this whole sequence really could have clued in, like, my love of this whole sequence really could have clued anybody in to the fact that I would become a David Lynch fan.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because, especially that random Spike guy with the light that must have had its own battery pack so it could, give him a little reading light on his little journey through the door. Wasn't that Spike?
Yeah, just wheeling down a hallway tied to a lazy boy.
Just
Crazy
cause.
stuff.
Well, because Zool was in
Yeah.
his refrigerator, and
But this dream sequence, though, we do see a progression in Barry, because originally the woman that needed to be saved was
freaking Panda
Was
Cup.
Noreen.
was Noreen. But he gets in there. He gets there before Chuck. And now he's like, he makes it Winnie. And he's like, this is my dream. I'll do what I want.
He also pulled a rocket launcher out of his butt.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh,
that's-
Wasn't it backwards,
from
Joe?
Yeah,
pants.
his pants.
yeah, it was a law rocket launcher. And yes, he was holding it backwards.
And once again, he was
Yeah.
not instructed on how to use either an inhaler or a rocket launcher.
Because
I'm telling you, man. 15 million went straight to Chuck.
it's because he's never finished an action movie. It's like a porn. You don't get to the end. It's just
Wow.
So,
anyway.
yeah.
I mean, you get to
Also-
the end.
Your
You
ending,
finished.
but yeah.
Did you
To
notice
completion.
that when Noreen is first being escorted into this diabolical situation, obviously she's wearing white because, damsel, but she's also holding a tennis racket.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, she's holding a tennis racket like she was just coming off the tennis court. And I guess that just is her reason for wearing a white outfit. I don't know.
Oh no.
But I don't... Yeah.
Channeling
I noticed
Jim
the tennis
Cornette.
racket.
I don't know.
Because everything
Time
else here,
Hammer.
everything else here was fucking bananas. So I was just
I
like,
love the
whatever.
bananas.
Yeah, my eyes
Yeah.
just could
Yeah.
not focus this whole time.
Yeah.
I was
So,
tripping balls.
now we cut back to class, to Hamlet
Donut
class the
balls.
next day. And, Cellini's like, hey, I saw Karate Kid. I think we're supposed to fight in a karate tournament. Here's a flyer.
I think it's supposed to end really poorly. We'll have to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. So,
Make
We got you
everybody-
covered.
make
yeah, I
everybody
mean,
super bored.
Cellini's acting with the skill of like, hey, the director just told me we got to go to this tournament.
That's about correct.
Yeah.
That's about right.
And, Jonathan Brett's like, I'm going to the zoo, but after we can.
And then Winnie Cooper's like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm going to the zoo. Pretend parents take me to the zoo.
And it's like, like Christopher Lambert, it's a happy place. It centers him.
Yeah, my dad's leaving me at the zoo so he can try and get with my teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, his teacher was cute though. So
I don't blame him.
We get a story about, the dancing tortoise, and Mako's basically like, if you believe hard enough, your mind will snap and you will see those turtles dance.
But that's pretty much what's been happening this whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And trust me, when this kid's mind snaps, you do not want to be around.
Well, no, because we'll get to that actually at the tournament, but I think at this point, Mako may realize that Barry actually has some kind of powers. Because we'll get to it later. We'll get to it later.
Okay.
All right. So now
Powers.
we go to the tournament,
Powers.
and
That's a one way to put
yeah,
The kind the predators came for.
Joe and his freaking SJW agenda over here.
so no. We'll get to it in a second. So we get to the tournament, and this smarmy John Krasinski looking motherfucker is like,
Oh yeah.
he's like, yo, there's only 3 of you. We need 4 of you to get in the tournament.
Get the
Go
fuck
find
out.
another person.
John Krasinski.
Get the fuck out of
He
line.
did. He looked like the guy from The Office.
Yeah, I can
All
see
right.
it.
you mean Jack Ryan?
Yeah, Jack Ryan. I'm sorry, Jack Ryan. Fuck.
Captain America.
I'm willing to accept some shit, but like You got to go from Harrison Ford to that guy.
Yo, I can't not see from him from The Office. Like,
Was Josh Brolin not available? Like,
no, for like an Amazon series, no, he was not.
Yeah,
but it's Jim from The Office if Gabe from The Office got fused together with him.
So anyway,
that is correct. That actually is correct.
Yeah,
go get a fourth player. So Uncle Lee's like, all right, we're gonna get Chuck Norris. Because, he's here.
To be at this tournament.
Yeah, because he's here.
And he just grabs Noreen by the arm. It's like, oh, no, you're asking him. And just basically throws her at Chuck. Chuck's just like, ooh, a lady. And then,
Oh, it's an Asian.
And then
lady.
Joe Piscopo goes and tries to intimidate Chuck
right before,
Norris.
yeah. That's probably what sealed the deal, because he's like, Chuck Norris, I could beat your ass. It's a good thing you're retired.
Well, he does say
the hell?
When he does agree to play the tournament, he's like, there's someone here that has to be taught a lesson.
Nice.
Yeah, Chuck Norris is like, oh, I really want to hurt that guy. And they're like, hey, you want to come out of retirement? Oh, yeah, okay.
For that, yeah.
Meanwhile, Steven Seagal's like hanging out by the bathrooms, like, hey, does anybody need a fourth for their team?
Somebody join my team.
Yeah.
No.
Jean-Claude.
This movie would have been
You
way
sound
better
like Senior Card Gauge.
if they had cast a Seagal.
Steven Seagal is pretty much senior card gauge.
No, 'cause he would have just broken Joe Piscopo into several pieces.
No, if we cast it in place of Joe Piscopo.
Oh.
Who?
Yeah, that.
Seagal.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
man.
No, but they would have had to edit it and use a Seagal stunt double because he wouldn't allow Chuck Norris to beat him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah,
Even with a stunt double, he'd be like, I'm not losing it.
check out my sex dungeon,
So-
Melissa Girth.
Steven Seagal,
I'm a park
when you
ranger.
signed the contract, you knew that you were going to lose this fight. Well, I knew it at the time, but I don't want to do it now.
I signed the contract. I took the money,
I
but
saw that there was a script, but I didn't read it. I just assumed I won at the end. I don't know what the problem is.
I have a writer in all my contracts.
now he sounds like Marlon Brando. The Godfather.
Have you not seen Steven
does.
Seagal?
All right, so
Kind of looks like him now, too.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, if he was Russian.
Yeah,
So
the
this-
ponytail.
yeah, again, this John Krasinski looking motherfucker is like, there's still only 3 of you. And Chuck Norris pops up and he's like, oh, damn!
He's like, do we have a problem here, motherfucker?
You could hear the fuck word that went off in his mind. And
I count for 4 people.
It's like
myself.
Gandalf coming over the hill with his
Yeah.
staff lighting up.
So now we get 30 minutes of filler.
well, in fairness, like, while I'm not a huge fan of the kata kind of performances, there was some legit good martial arts stuff going on
There were some
here.
talented people.
Yeah.
But it just like,
Get to Chuck
it's
Norris.
not what I'm here for.
Well, yeah, but it's like, come on, we got 90 minutes to fill.
And here's
Like,
the other thing. This is how you get this movie made on $16 million. All the stunt people they used over and over again in this movie, this is your time to shine. This is when you
Yeah.
get to go out there and actually show your face and do cool stuff.
yeah, they probably went to an actual martial arts tournament and were just
Could be.
like, can we film a few scenes? All right, so
Well, no, these were straight up stunt people because at one point,
But then for the crowd and everything, like
Oh, for the
show
crowd,
up and-
yes.
and-
Oh, yeah.
film a scene or two. Like,
because I'm just at one point during this tournament, we have Hillbilly Jim just fucking. He should not have been in this tournament.
so first,
wait a minute. Have you seen? We all saw what was that movie together? Not Only the Strong. We saw that one too. But
Warrior?
no, Best of the Best. We saw
Oh,
Best of the Best. Hillbilly Jim was in that tournament. He
And
deserved
what
to be
happened
there.
to him?
Yeah.
What happened
you
to
saw
him?
best of the
He
best.
won for
too.
a while, then he bit more than
I
he could chew.
don't remember anything about
All right,
Best of Best
so-
too. So
I was not
Anyway.
that.
So now we get the women's kata. Noreen does pretty well, but the chick from the Stone Dojo is better. And then at this point, Barry wearing the red gi and his blonde hair caused Brick, who was watching the movie with me, to confuse him for Hillary Clinton.
I mean, it's not that far off.
Yeah.
But looking at it
It's the
from
s-
the back,
It's
like,
the same hair,
Wait.
same haircut.
wait.
Same blouse.
Wait.
yeah.
Why would Brick assume that Hillary Clinton would be in the film to begin with when she?
That's what made him question it and realize it was Jonathan Brandis.
so he questioned it. That's
Yeah.
a start, I guess.
Yeah.
Did he think it was her the whole movie?
No. Just the scene.
That would be amazing.
We didn't go into too many details, but I'm assuming at this scene he was like, "Why is Hillary Clinton here? That makes no sense." Oh, it's Jonathan Brandis.
Did you show him then the scene from the end of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man where Kristen Dunst is wearing a similar outfit?
I did not.
You should. And then maybe we'll get a whole trifecta going.
That time when she was on the, in front of that green screen on a balcony.
that time she was on in front of the green screen, yeah.
All right, so
Macy Gray.
now Mako, who went back to his restaurant to cook some more dumplings or whatever, shows back up. It's time for the brick breaking time. Cellini comes out, breaks some bricks. Mako comes out. He's like, "Goddamn, Uncle Iroh, just smash, wins that shit." Yeah. All right, so now we got the weapons form, which is Barry's event, and people are doing these weapon forms. No, but here's where I'm getting to the magic powers, because Barry gets up there and he's like, "I got my nunchucks." He's like, "I can't do this." Like, but my stunt double can. So I'm gonna daydream about my stunt double.
While we're watching this, like they're showing, he starts to routine himself, and it looks just trash. And I go, I think I said,
zoom out,
like you can zoom out real far so you can put a stunt double in there, and then to fix it for him, and then right then daydream. It's like,
and he's the white ninja
in white. I'm like, there it is.
And
Iron Fist, take notes. This is how
he's doing all the things that Jonathan Brandis can't do.
Yep.
Which is everything.
Yeah. And then
like be a foot taller for one.
Yeah. And then flash back to reality. He did all that stuff and won the fucking
there goes gravity.
Weapons form. Yeah.
like an old school when Will Ferrell blacks out for his routine.
But this is again, like, especially if we're doing this as a comedy, I totally wanted him to, he goes into ninja mode, he's imagining himself as the white ninja, and then you cut to reality, and
he's
he
just
looks
smacking
like,
the shit.
Yeah, he looks like the Star Wars kid, just like. That would have been awesome.
Smacking himself in the nuts over and over again. That would have been great.
Or he's like falling into the crowd with like a broken leg and he's just flailing about.
Well, that's kind of that's my fan theory about this whole movie.
So yeah, so I think he's got special powers.
Yeah,
all
he's
right.
got
Okay.
Quote unquote special.
something.
So next we get the
Now it's the men's fighting.
men's fighting. Yeah.
Jesus.
Chuck Norris and Joe Piscopo.
Yeah, we get a quick little Karate Kid kind of tournament, and then it quickly gets to the final round between Chuck Norris and Joe Piscopo.
Well, Chuck Norris is just fucking killing all these local, like...
But he's doing it with
martial arts.
honor. Like, that guy was going to fall out of the ring, and he grabbed him. He's like, good job, buddy.
I thought it'd be funny if he looks like he's just like, be like, oh, it's fine. It's all of a sudden just starts... has his arm around him. No one gets out of here alive!
Pulls him back in and then just uppercuts his head off.
I think a noogie would have sufficed.
Could you imagine, like, you've trained for all this time to join a tournament, and you're like, I know I'm not going to win, but I hate to be in this tournament because
You're like, Joe
I'm so much
Piscopo's
better.
the best I'll have to fight
Yeah,
with.
like, this is where, and you round one, you're going to fight Chuck Norris.
You're like, what the fuck?
Your family's there. Your daughter, your kids are disappointed in you.
Not only that, let's not forget, there seems to be no rhyme or reason to this. There's like high schoolers in this tournament. Like, it's Chuck Norris going after a 12-year-old.
High schoolers, like hobo.
Your stepchild is in the audience. That was like that morning you gave her adoption papers. You just see her in the audience just tearing them slowly in half.
And it's like Joe Piscopo, I got to admire, actually. He's in really good shape. But no one else in this tournament is
come on.
not even in tournament shape, like just in shape in general.
This is like, they just went around to like the camera crew.
Yeah.
Going, come here. Put this gi
This is
on.
friggin' amateur hour. Meanwhile, like down from the heavens descended Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
Delivered a kick that could shatter bones. into
like the
crotch
guy
of
delivering
Indiana
the
Jones.
bagels. Come over here and put on this gi.
So, of course, Chuck Norris wins.
Yeah.
But the way the scoring works out, from all the competitions, there's a tie. And it's between Piscopo's dojo.
Can we go back just a little bit? What did you guys think of after he just beats the tar out of Joe Piscopo? He's like, all right, I got the strategy. I'm taking off my shirt, taking off the boxing gloves, and I'm screaming really loud.
Then he gets shiny.
Really loud. He glistens
He
himself
sweats
up.
oil.
He was Bruce
Somehow.
Leeing.
And then he just runs at him, fails to do an attack. He just runs at him, and Chuck Norris air kicks the shit out of this dude.
In the face.
Like he put him
like
in a
12
gyroscope and spun him around a few times.
He gives him a no scope 360.
What did you think of that sequence of
It
events?
was ridiculous.
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was so good.
It was wild.
It was silly.
I liked
It
it,
was
the
chuckles
part
whole
where his
way.
face slammed on the mat. I think was. Filmed
I told
very
these
well.
guys he's got the same face on the dude from The Room that gets a beach. She saw me in me underwears.
Again, he is a fucking Looney Tune in this otherwise. I don't want to call
Also,
it
Looney Tune movie.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it's not Looney Tune enough. That's the problem. It's just like go crazy
Well,
or go home. Like,
But he has the
can't-
Looney Tune abilities because now, like Brian said, it's time. Like the points are tied up. It's time for the tiebreaker, and like he's just walking around okay, like goofing off with Cellini. It's like, do you even have a pelvis? Like he kicked you fucking hard.
He's bleeding internally.
Yeah.
Like
ribs
go
are
to the
broken.
hospital.
So the next part is it's actually bothered me. So it's what's up?
Just quick note. Yeah. Also, Chuck Norris just gone. He could not be bothered. Like they had him for like a day of shooting.
No,
was
he
just
wanted
out.
to beat his ass. He beat his ass.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't
done.
care if we won
Yeah.
the tournament.
Yeah,
I did
whatever.
what I wanted to do.
You got
Yeah.
this kid
Pulls
for
out his
something.
wand and
I don't care.
disapparates.
Well, he's still there somewhere because he shows up later at the very end.
Well,
Does he?
we'll get there.
Does he?
We'll
We'll
get
get
to
there.
that.
Yeah.
So for the tiebreaker round, they pick one of the four has to finish the tiebreaker. So Uncle Lee is like, this is your show. This is about you. What the fuck's the kid's name?
Barry.
Barry. We're picking you to do it.
Yeah, this is weird because, like, all right, so they won the coin toss. They get to pick the person, but the other people get to pick the person and the event. Like,
Yeah. It's not
that's
fair.
weird.
I
It seems like winning the coin toss is a loss.
That's
You're at
true.
a disadvantage.
I mean, maybe it means like, so say like if they say picked like Noreen, it would have to be the other woman on their team, and like no, because they don't even match up because Cellini was a brick breaker and Barry was the weapons for him. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
assuming
it's double elimination.
assuming Joe Piscopo didn't just get his ribcage kicked out the back of him,
I was
like what would stop them from? So that they pick Barry, and then like the Stone Dojo's like, all right, well we'll take Joe Piscopo and
Yeah.
just have a straight fight.
That'd be great.
I also like by this idea. It's the tournaments are weapons, brick breaking, and women. Like that's how we're breaking this up.
Women's kata, and then men just beating each other up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's those four events.
So like, what bothered me is when of course, Barry has to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
Of course, Cellini is the other guy it goes against.
Right.
But instead of them fighting, they break bricks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a letdown.
That's a letdown. They should have just fought. Like, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
The reason why Cellini challenged him to this tournament was to be able to fight him for real, fair and square in a match.
And I was saying,
I'll tell you why it was. Because Chuck Norris was like, no, you're not going to end this movie with a fight between these two kids. I'm the main draw.
Also,
My
I think
fight is the thing.
there was a bit of a different approach to the contest with the way Cellini took the gamble by asking for another brick. Whereas if it was just a fight, you wouldn't have had that wager.
Well, but I mean, you
guess.
you could have non-verbally told that story with like Cellini just doing some really cocky things in the fight that cost him.
Yeah, because
the
at the same
battle.
time, you would have also had a fight instead of you just, as the audience, sitting there watching this person just stand in front of a stack of bricks like, okay, well, he's either going to break the bricks or
And,
no, it's
like-
not really anything. We've seen this done 30 times already in this movie.
Yeah, but not by him. Like, that's the only
No, not
thing
by
that bothered
him.
me. Like, he never broke it. He was
He
training
broke
for
one.
something.
But that
He
was
broke
never
one
his
board, but not a
thing,
brick.
though. But it wasn't
Yeah.
but it wasn't even set up like,
I think he
this
broke
is
a
his-
brick as well.
Did he?
You did.
One.
So like, but for me, it was like, okay, they're not going to fight, but now he's going to do this thing that really, if you just learn how to break a brick, you're not going to break 9 bricks. Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just kind
On
of
fire.
incongruous.
Yeah.
yeah, like,
you didn't
also-
earn it.
The rest of the movie's
Hyperbole.
been about like training him to fight and training him to use the nunchucks, and it like very little time spent on brick breaking, so there was no real setup to this.
yeah, like you just,
Didn't make
Also,
sense.
why are you allowed to light the bricks on fire?
I have no idea.
Extra funsies.
I understand that once he started, nobody wanted to be the one to tell Uncle Iro to stop. But second off, like that's gonna make the bricks more brittle.
Oh yeah, that's not even.
Well, it also
But yeah,
makes Jonathan Brandis more brittle.
Yeah.
I also said, while watching this, though, I totally expected the end to be like a teamed event where Chuck Norris and him would actually have to fight side by side against Joe Piscopo and this other kid, and like, wouldn't that be so much more fitting and like a better
Is it a thing though?
Probably not. I don't know.
All right, but
is lighting bricks on fire a thing? I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. Like, so if you look at Stone Dojo won the women's kata, and then Frying Dragon won the other 3. So, like, technically, they should have more points than Stone Dojo. So there should be no need for a tiebreaker. So why don't you just have like Stone Dojo be sore losers and the 4 of them attack the 4 people from Frying Dragon. And now you got an all-out brawl. Noreen gets to kick some ass. Yeah.
Well, because if you do that, though, then Mako would just whoop everybody's ass. And
Mako's busy with their weapons form guy. Maybe the weapons form guy has a spear or something, so it takes Mako a little while.
Jonathan Brennis doesn't have enough time to get his little white pajamas on.
Yeah.
He can't handle it.
I mean, really, it probably was like their stunt doubles were the ones they would have to be fighting.
Yeah.
So they were like, we can't make that happen.
Stunt doubles already went home.
The problem lies in that the fight between Chuck Norris and Joe Piscopo went on way too long. So then they kind of used up all their fight cred for the movie that they couldn't have another fight scene right after.
Yeah,
so that should have been shorter, but I'm sure Chuck Norris was like, no,
that was essentially like the focus. Like that should have been the end of the movie, except the movie's not about Chuck Norris ultimately, but they kind of forgot that.
Or have like a tag team fight with Chuck Norris and
or maybe like Chuck Norris breaks his hand and he's like, Barry, you have to finish it.
Yeah, you have to like fill in.
I punched Joe Piscopo so hard.
Finish him, Barry. Finish him.
Just a box of rocks.
The whole entire movie, it's showing him and Chuck Norris together fighting. Why wouldn't the climax be him and Chuck Norris together?
That's
actually
why I was saying
fighting?
the 2 of them side by side. Yeah, doing the.
So it was just, and then instead we're just watching this dumb brick thing, and you're just like, why?
No, I like that he broke his hand because then Joe Piscopo can, like, while he's still beat up, he could be like, check his beard, he's got a fist in there. It's like, crap, I can't use fist beard. So, like, I only have one hand.
My fist is still caught in Joe Piscopo's ribs. You need to take this.
Well, I would argue that that the last fight should just be Barry by himself one-on-one because like he is no longer the sidekick anymore. He doesn't need
the last move should be, but I feel like they should have fought side by side at some point to kind of, because that's what we were kind of building this up to.
Like we got the whole movie, like, and then when he was like, "This is my dream," it's like, "Oh no, you're the sidekick." Like, this is my movie, you're the sidekick, and then at the end, it's like, "This is all me." Like, I don't need you. So in the last scene, he goes away. Like,
after this tournament's over, you'd rather watch Johnny just walk forward and Daniel LaRusso just do the crane kick into his face, than this climax.
And you're just like, wait, that's it?
Yeah,
just kicked him. All right, okay.
So they win the tournament,
and I wish it ended there.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
No, one and a half more scenes.
Okay, so people are cheering. 2 people in the audience attempt the worst high five I ever fucking saw.
I didn't see this.
It would be like if me and you tried to high five right now across the table, like, and not lean into it. Like, these guys were not close at all.
It wasn't like
and their aim was terrible. They don't know how to look at the elbow.
There was no Cat in the Hat involved?
No.
Yes, that's the worst. Cat in the Hat, yes!
So now, Barry's out there with...
Cat in the Hat, Garfield.
Ninja Turtles.
Gotcha.
Can I help you?
I was just really excited.
Okay.
About all the parade floats.
So, Barry is now outside on a bench with Chuck Norris.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And he's
just going at it.
Well, he's basically just like, all right, Chuck, I thought I'd be more excited with you here, but turns out, I don't really care about you anymore.
You're kind of a douche.
Yeah.
In real life.
I think you killed that man.
You killed a bunch of my friends' dads today.
You wouldn't even stick around to watch me win.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just making out with somebody in the back.
I don't need to picture myself as you anymore. I'm my own person.
Except my stunt double, I still need him very much.
Yeah. And Chuck Norris is like, dude, I'm just a voice in your head. If you need me to go, I'll go.
I finally got to sit on your face because it turns out he's sitting on a magazine of Chuck Norris.
Well, the magazine's been carrying the whole time, but yeah. Needless to say, Chuck Norris, he turns around and Chuck Norris is gone.
Special powers.
And then his dad's like, I got this big ass trophy, and also Noreen's your mom.
And then the camera pulls out and we
Yeah.
see Jonathan Brandis flopping around, foaming at the mouth on the middle of the ring. He's just been dreaming it this whole
And the
time.
cops are arresting Uncle Lee for lighting shit on fire.
Yeah. He's
It's
just had
that.
an
It goes back to that
aneurysm.
first scene in the classroom where he's like shaking.
Yeah, he's
Tony, draw that.
just desperately convulsing.
And then,
it's his dad and Noreen making out the side. He's going around the corner.
but to seal the deal, the kid from Mac and Me rolls up
Well, yeah, no.
and picks up the Kung Fu
exactly
magazine
what
on
we
the
said.
bench.
Fuck this, and because they have this kid. He's looking at the Chuck Norris magazine. And he's like, yeah, I like looking and getting inspired.
He's like,
and
oh yeah,
yeah, Chuck Norris is awesome, and you're like, oh, some other kid is gonna learn from this. And then they pull out, and he's in a fucking wheelchair, and I'm like, no, dear God, no.
Well, I mean,
It's
it's
so wrong.
They're just proving an overarching lesson. They're all faking it.
Well, that's the thing. That's the
All he
message
needs-
of this movie.
all he
he's
needs
been
is
told his whole life
sunshine
that he
and
has to use a
exercise.
wheelchair. He's totally fine.
Like, is Mr. Lee gonna come up and push him out of the chair and go walk to school now? Like, Jesus.
He and Michelle Obama play Pokemon Go, get out in the exercise, get the vegetables, and
Your legs will work eventually.
stand up.
Army crawl to school.
Eat
The
your
hell-
school.
Get the hell out of
Do
that
we
chair,
Trade
man.
hours of drugs.
Mr. T.
Credits.
Yeah, credits.
But no, this would be funny if this was like a prequel to the Nightmare on Elm Street with the
Yeah.
with the kid in the wheelchair in the dream world or whatever.
He's like, this man in a beard comes to me every night. Every night.
That's it. Instead of he's like
Tickles
instead,
my chest.
instead of killing your children, I'm just going to make them love me more.
And that's Sidekicks.
Oh, we're still recording.
Yeah, we sure are. All right, so what do the critics have to say about Sidekicks?
On RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a whopping score of 10%.
Wow.
Audience gave this a score of 48%.
Okay.
So, big winner on this one.
And how many times did A. Norris or C. Norris or
Vote.
Charles
C.
and
Norris didn't fucking bother.
Or Jay Brandis.
yeah.
The ghost of Jay Brandis.
So, that's what they thought about this. What are your thoughts and opinions / recommendations on this, Rob?
Man, I honestly don't know. This movie was crazy. I guess it falls into the so bad it's good category. So on that, I'll recommend it. There's a lot of just dumb stuff in this film, but it's fun to watch, especially with friends. So I guess on that note, I'll recommend it.
Hey, Brian.
All right, so this movie's trash, but like it's trash in a way that it's funny. Like there's some legit racist shit that happens in this movie, like legit. Like it's just but like
football team is still called the Redskins.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
top
I mean,
of the
that-
things we
yeah,
already
but-
discussed.
yeah. Like I mean, if the NFL team still yeah.
Sad but true.
But it's one of those like this is one where I can say if I could recommend Elvira because it's harmless enough to whatever, I can recommend this one because it's just nonsense happens in this movie. Like it's a big cartoon like with actual people. It's just nonsense. It's not a good movie, but if you just want something to people laugh at Joe Piscopo for a second, or like you want to be able to make a weird ass like Chuck Norris joke because he's been a meme forever, you can do that to it. Like it's fine background noise. Like you get some scenes with guns and a weird little kid that's just weird and stuff like that. But it's harmless, so I wouldn't watch it again. But if someone was like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna watch Sidekicks," I'd be like, "You're dumb, but go ahead." Like, go ahead.
Will.
So a movie I rewatched recently is Karate Kid, which holds up really, really well. So if you've not seen that, like I would say watch Karate Kid first and then watch this as like
And
a
listen to our
check
podcast episode.
check our
yeah, exactly. Podbean.com for the archives. And then
trained
watch
him well.
watch this is kind of like a parody, like most of the movies that we talk about, like way more entertaining to watch with friends and make fun of. Like I tried to watch Elvira by myself this past week, and I was just like 15 minutes in and turned it off. And then listened to the episode, and I was like, yeah, that would be fun to watch with like friends and make fun of. So I give this a light recommend. It's hard, like it's besides the racism, it's mildly entertaining and funny, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay, Becca.
According to Brian, I'm really dumb because I freaking love this movie. In spite of, as already discussed, various issues with poor writing, cultural issues, as well as could we have reworked the ending to be a bit more fitting to the theme? But in the middle, throughout, it's nonsense, and that's my favorite thing.
It's just nonsense.
My favorite thing is nonsense and foolishness and hyperbole.
You like us.
Okay.
I mean, right?
I like some of you, I tolerate others. I'll leave you to debate which ones you think you are.
That's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
getting killed,
I
so
don't,
I
I
know
don't
which
really
one
need to
I am.
debate. I usually know which category I fall into.
Alright. Yeah, I get the idea, and I could maybe recommend this for like drunken party viewing or something, but I can't really, because it's not harmless for me. Like the message of like, if you have some kind of mental or physical disability, just get over that shit is not cool. The love story between him and Lauren or whatever, like that's terrible. It's trying to be cartoony, but not enough. Like it was an actual parody of Karate Kid and did some of the things we were talking about during it. I would totally be on board with that, but it's not. So I wish they went more with the nonsense. I could be cool with that. I like other nonsense things. I like David Lynchy stuff, but like it throws it in occasionally, but it doesn't do enough with it, and it's just not working for me. So yeah, just pass this.
If he had just randomly come across a severed ear, would that help?
Always.
Okay.
Yeah, but if this is something that's nostalgic for you, I get that. Like, there's trash, and I watched as a kid that I think is great because I watched it when I was a kid and it was like the only movie we owned or whatever. But yeah, nowadays, especially with the racist stuff, that's just no good. Joe.
All right, let me get it out of the way first. Fuck Chuck Norris. His Huckabee loving ass. Somebody should find a way to get Keanu Reeves angry enough to actually fight him, and then we can watch Keanu Reeves beat his ass.
I don't know anything about Chuck Norris.
Nowadays,
Chuck Norris now, yeah, he could beat up Chuck Norris.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to think of a martial artist that's actually a good person, and I couldn't.
Donnie Yen?
What's
Jackie
that?
Chan?
Donnie Yen, yeah. Actually,
Oh, Donnie Yen, there you
no,
go.
Donnie Yen. Never mind. I'm sorry. I was thinking of
Wait, Jackie
the
Chan
martial
still-
artists of this era, like around Chuck Norris.
What's wrong with Jackie Chan?
No, Jackie Chan's a great guy. I don't know why I didn't think Hong Kong.
Well, in all
theater.
fairness, Keanu Reeves has been big in the media lately,
Yeah.
so it's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't think his skill level is.
I don't know.
But he could take Chuck Norris now.
I
don't know.
Especially
Say
if he amps himself up on the whole, you killed my puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
vibe,
Yeah,
then he can
we
take
tell
out
him that
anybody.
Chuck Norris killed his puppy, then
Yeah.
maybe
Anyway,
we'll just shoot him. I guess.
yeah,
No,
fuck
I
Chuck
don't know.
Norris.
All right.
But I'm not going to judge the movie on Chuck Norris being in it. So this movie had a lot of bad things going on in it, but none of them really insulted me. I mean, the Joe Piscopo racist one was a little weird, but it wasn't enough to really sour the movie for me. So nothing bothered me that much about this movie. There were a bunch of things where I'm like, huh? But and then there were parts though that I legitimately enjoyed. That dream sequence with the one with the shotguns and the mullets and the weird ass evil
Delightful.
factory. Yeah, is pure gold. I could watch that again and again. And I don't know why I didn't remember liking Bull the gym teacher so much, but he was pretty cool. And then Mako is just awesome in this movie. I love that character. So I don't want to say that I liked it, but it was harmless. And it passed by me without any problem. So, I mean, I guess I'm recommending it. It failed to insult me.
That's
So
what
it
the
gets
bar
a
is.
pass. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So it's kind of like soup that has carrots in it. You just pick out the carrots because you don't like.
Yeah,
carrots.
exactly. I could steer around the carrots. So nobody came along and just sprinkled coconut all over the top of the fucking soup and ruined the whole damn thing.
Coconut I get, but carrots.
He doesn't care. Just leave it alone.
I mean, that's fine.
Fuck
I-
carrots.
Just once they're in soup,
Yeah.
they
Fuck
just
carrots,
taste,
fuck
they just
Chuck
taste
Norris.
like everything else.
Well,
in
that's what I'm
soup.
saying. Like in soup, they're fine.
Yeah, because they just
Yeah.
turn into mush, like just flavorless mush.
Yeah, but if you were like, "Oh, hey, I made you some carrots and cabbage," I'd be like, "Well, get the fuck out of my house."
All right.
Like,
So-
and I don't even own the house. Becca owns the house. I'll still be like, "Get the fuck out of my house."
Get out of this other person's house.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the only one not recommending it, so we're recommending Sidekicks.
I mean, I think it's more of just it's sailed by, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
without making enough wake to cause a problem.
I guess so. But
Yeah.
whatever. So the recommendation is Sidekicks. For this one, what do we have for the people next, Brian?
So, our D20 Fate is still taking a break. And,
Lazy bitch.
well, no, it
Recharge,
needs to recharge. Hopefully, it'll get us some better rolls.
It's been unusually
uh,
cruel to
Tony,
us.
don't talk shit about
Unless
the
we get
D20
some more,
Fate until after it's rolled.
Yeah, because guess who rolls first?
Oh.
It is you.
I know what it's going to be.
Yeah, so unless we get some more patrons that want to add movies to our list that are awful movies,
Which we do. Come on, get on
we
it.
just, to become a Patreon member, you get to put a movie on the list,
Open your hearts, open your wallets, people.
But hopefully we have worked through most of our bad movies off the list, and so there'll be better movies coming up now. But while it's still in a break, sponsored episode time.
You have severely underestimated how many
yeah,
bad
I can
movies
be
you
hopeful.
all have championed.
What do you
here.
mean, you all? I mean,
You all, as in the other 4 people.
Yeah.
I mean, but so we're gonna do a sponsored episode again next. This one's from
Chelsea.
Chelsea, and that'll be Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah. And she had a special request.
Yeah, she wants a guest
That
host.
we have a special host? I don't know about that.
Well, I'm sorry, a guest participant.
Stop telling him he's going to be the host.
He's
please.
lucky we plug his microphone in.
Do we have to actually?
We don't, actually.
Yeah.
Microphone.
I mean, if he's here, I think it
would be-
technically fulfills Chelsea's request.
This would be Eric.
Right.
The brick.
Oh, I love Brick.
We all love Breck. We'll see how much the audience likes him after this next episode.
He's been on a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has been
He's
on
been
a
on a
lot.
few times. Yeah.
I think he's been
Alright.
on more than Will.
Yeah.
We'll call the police. We'll send out a call for Deputy Brick.
Deputy Brick. Tin Star.
He'll come out and help talk to us about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It's all right.
All right.
Do the end, Rob.
Yeah. What else
The
you got for the
end.
people, Rob?
Well, guys, we want to thank you so very much for listening, as always. We want a special thanks to Becca for sponsoring this episode.
Yay, Becca.
And joining
You're
us.
welcome.
And tearing, and then for us to tear it apart.
Always
And for
a
not
pleasure
killing me.
both times.
Yet.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping if I put it out there, she won't.
Those of you out there in podcast land, if you liked what you heard, please consider subscribing. You can check out our episode archive, merchandise store, and more information at our website. Anybody know what it is?
4ampodcast@podbean.com.
Yes, that's 4ampodcast.podbean.com. Brian, what is it?
podcast.podbean.com.
Will, what is it?
4ampodcast.podbean.com.
All right, let's
Take
stop.
your inhaler, Will. All right, so
.pod.bean.com.
Before
you can also find us on Twitter
Hip hop bugs.
or Facebook at 4am podcast. You can email us at the 4ampodcast@gmail.com.
For Podman Beancast.
Punch me in the
Thanks,
beanbags. Oh,
Now
God.
no one knows where to find us.
And if you want to help support what we do, and of course you do, because we're so cute, you can find us at
Spoiler alert, we are not
Patreon.
Fuck you, yes I am.
Yeah, I'm adorable.
I'm majestical, motherfucker.
Inside. You can find us at patreon.com/4am podcast. We have a couple of tiers.
So many
That we
tears.
cry into our pillow every night. But you can support us there and help us keep the lights on and keep our meager bellies fed.
Our bellies are big. Our beans are meager.
I ate probably like 30 pop-ums in the course of this episode. Like, no lie.
About 7 in my mouth at once.
I don't think I'm having dinner tonight.
Oh my god. But you're having diarrhea tomorrow. Alright. We love you all. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.
Deuces.
Good night, everybody.
Whatcha?